Good evening, good evening, good evening.
Hello.
As you can see, we've got our usual two casters. Matt, how you doing, bud?
Yeah. So weak, mate.
G.
Wow.
I'm
all right.
What the hell happened?
Sinusitis happened.
And got our special guest, Mr. Ron D. Rock from Ugritone and LoudStakk. And also, we've got a stream bomber, Scott the Beard, and his little daughter. How you doing, Scott?
Doing well. Apparently doing better than G-string.
Yeah.
We're all doing better than G-string.
Yeah.
Oh, he does look a little shitty, hey. It's
Yep.
allergies are fun.
I'm saying to the guys, you know the guy with his head in the vice in Casino.
Oh yeah, that's you. Right. Okay.
It's great. Love it.
Hi.
Yep.
Hi.
We're getting told off by my other half to be a wench.
We're here though.
Yeah.
And remember, a wizard is never late. He arrives precisely when he means to.
Exactly. Bill, how you doing, buddy? Somebody called Chernobyl Studios. I'm not sure who that is.
That is not true, Scott. Well, I guess it is.
Greg, how you doing, bud? Hi, Mank. How you doing, buddy?
Mank. Good God, man. How the hell are you, sir?
That's it.
Miss
well.
your face. Miss your face, man.
It's not changed much.
No.
So, yeah, been trying to get run on for, must be nearly 2 years.
Yeah, it's finally
he's a busy boy like Scott. He's trying to get Scott on a live stream, and then he appears on 3 or 4 in like 5 weeks.
I'm sorry, okay?
You made the mistake of inviting him once, and now we can't get rid of him.
Exactly.
Yeah. Just trying to make a guy happy, and here we go.
Yeah,
absolutely. Hey, you're always welcome, buddy. You know that.
Yeah, I had to stream bomb today because I wanted to make it known that Ron was I think he was the first guy to ever send me a product to review because I had a YouTube channel. So this had to be 2014. Whatever the first version of Cult Drums came out on Contact, like before it even had any graphics.
Yeah.
This was, I think I might even have that somewhere laying around yet. Somewhere.
Oh, jeez.
So
history.
Yeah.
So I had to get on here and I had to publicly say thanks to Ron, and we've been friends ever since, and we've done a bunch of stuff together since then. Oh boy,
Yeah,
this is not going to get me in trouble at all. Listen, I just want to make it clear that my daughter did not bring me a beer herself.
No.
Yeah. We believe you. We believe you.
My wife gave it to her, and what she knows to take the empty bottle.
Eric, how you doing, buddy?
Wow.
That's not. It's just for the camera. That usually doesn't happen.
Eric,
How
when
red
you
I'm
get
getting
on
here.
stream.
Okay. What? No, let me down. No, that's nice. Let's see what.
Yeah, same. I think the original Cult Drums, and then the Die Switch Drums, and then Ron got in contact with me, and he's been a supporter ever since. Like that. What about 2015, 2016?
Yeah, something like that. And the funny thing about the initial, because I built the original Cult Drums for Contact myself, and I had no idea how to build a Contact. So basically, there's no round robin, so it's just divided into 100, like 120 from 0 to 127. It's divided into I think like 60 samples or something.
Nice.
So you'll basically never get the same unless you play the same velocity.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean that's kind of a good thing, isn't it?
Sure.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, inconsistency.
I remember that version had the sink, right? No, or there was.
Yeah, the stove. So yeah,
Yeah, the stove.
One of
That's it.
yeah. So one of them, it was sort of meant to be like a mini China because it had a very explosive like.
Right.
When you like slap the, it's where the hot water. It's like a hot water tank and inside the sauna stove, and you put water in there. So when you want to like clean yourself after the sauna, and
very.
But
Finnish.
yeah. So that was recorded in the summer of 2013, I believe.
Yeah, it was that's a good one. That was a good one.
Yeah.
So I've waited to go live here so I can embarrass myself in front of everyone. But I think it's something like Rakashandronia, right? Something like this. Close. Rakashan. Is that the right word?
I'm not sure which language you're just speaking.
He doesn't even
to answer
know.
your question, Scott.
He
No.
doesn't even know.
That sounds like German Russian to me.
Okay, the word for love in Finnish.
The word?
Yeah. Or maybe the phrase I love.
Oh, Mina Rakastan.
Rakastan. Okay, yeah.
That sounds more.
Mina Rakastan. So is it wrong and then you conjugate it? Or did you say like wrong? How would you do that? Mina Rakastan wrong.
Yeah. Or you add the IA, Mina Rakastan Ronia.
Ronia. There we go. So I did say it. I just didn't say it like in a way that you could understand it.
Yeah.
So like every typical Finnish person anyway. So I don't know what the problem is. Nailed it.
Yes. All down to the accents and everything.
Ronia. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, that's great. It was a good time. And then Cult Drums 2 came out already 6 million years ago.
Yeah. So that was September 2019.
Yep.
Which was actually recorded. It was the first project that I did when we bought a house where I had a basement studio. So,
correct. And then you sent me a video of you putting the room together back in the day.
Yeah, I remember that.
And the funny thing is, when I was recording the kick samples, they're doing demolition upstairs. So I had to clean up quite a bit of the samples in there. So it's none of that stuff was really recorded in optimal studio conditions. So but that's kind of how I like it, you know. Recording studios are nice, but there's a certain element of that's probably why I really liked working on the Faster and Louder drums in Mercenary Studio in Ohio, because that wasn't like a clean cut studio. It was more like a heavy metal bar that just happened to be a recording studio. So that was a pretty cool experience.
Yeah, it's good. And I think I did another. It was the grindcore drums with the quick tubes, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the quick tubes. The quick tubes sound way too good. That has no business sounding that good.
Yeah. The funny thing is, I actually just recently. So in case like somebody was asking me when the Punk and Grind came out, that how long do they last or like stay in form? And the answer is, I just before I went to Mexico last week, I took the hardware out of the shelves and they were still in playable condition. And Punk and Grind was recorded 2021 or 2020, so they do last and they actually stay in form. So if you really want to go set and you don't have a whole lot of money, just buy the hardware and get some quick tubes.
It's genius.
Yeah.
I think I said that in my video. I said the toms have no business sounding like this actually good.
Yeah.
It's silly.
The thing with those was that I had to make them kind of like oversized, like rocket toms almost, like because if they had been any shorter, then there was no ring, so they kind of had to be almost tubular to really have any resonance to them. But
Right.
it was a fun thing to try, and it's like I'm trying to remember like where I got the inspiration from. It probably the guy on YouTube named R. David R. He's got a great channel with drums, and his like philosophy is very close to mine, where it's like, hey, if I can build a drum set out of trash cans, you know, like why not do it? You know, it's like DWs and like Tama Pearl Masters, like they're nice kits, but you know, they just, you know, like Jeff Porcaro, you know, it's, you get a really nice safe kind of sound. So I've been more of if we can build a drum set out of unusual materials, you know, I'll be all about it, you know.
Damn right.
How was the reception of Inferno's kit?
Oh, it was mostly good. And a lot of people, I think the whole year of 2022, it was like I had to keep a really big secret because I met up with Inferno in Toronto in April. And he was, after like the initial 15 minutes, you know, it felt like I've known the guy forever, and you know, we've been best of friends ever since. And they were just in Detroit, and we got fucking drunk and silly after the show. So it was always a great time when Behemoth is in town, and he's you know, one of the greatest dudes I've ever met in music, and awesome drummer too. But yeah, it's the response was good for sure. I think there's still some like loading times issues that on certain systems are occurring. But that's like technical stuff. So it's if you work in computers or software, you're never gonna make a software that doesn't have bugs or performance issues on certain systems. So, and plus, like Ugritone's a fairly small company, so it's Tony basically doing everything. So if he wanted to,
I'll say we'll blame Tony. It's his fault.
No, blame the fact that we only have one Tony. If we had two or three Tonys, then the issues would have.
We need to clone a Tony.
Yeah, we need him to make some future tech. But yeah, it's the Drums Against Humanity was definitely a step up, and in a sense, like it kind of set a string of motions into effect, and like November, or was it December when it came out, and that was basically just one giant rolling avalanche until May of last year when I finally took some time off. So because after that came out the Faster and Louder, which we did over the Super Bowl weekend of 22, and then before that it was the Total Studio Drums that was done by
Super Bowl weekends in February, boys, just so you know.
Yeah, the funny thing is, because we were just outside of Cleveland recording it, and Super Bowl Sunday we were wearing t-shirts outside of the studio. That's how freaking warm it was. Not a very good Super Bowl last year, but
who even played? I don't remember. Was it
Kansas City?
Who cares?
No other teams play Super Bowl. Ever. Yeah, it was Kansas City and Philly.
I want to see the Lions go to the Super Bowl just because.
I'm hoping so too.
That'd be hilarious. I knew this year was going to be absolute trash for me. I'm a Packers fan, so I knew it was going to be trash. So I'm like not even mad or even. But I mean, there's this guy on YouTube. is it Tom Grossi is his name or whatever? He does these funny skits because he's a super mega Packers fan, but he does these skits about the relationships between the teams and everything.
Yeah.
Pretty funny. But yeah.
Yeah, I think Detroit's got a pretty good chance this year. They've had a great team for at least 3 years now when they traded for Goff, but it's just the closing out the games has really been their big issue. But I think this year they might actually get to round
Might
two
actually
playoffs.
work out,
Yeah.
So that's funny that you got to work with Inferno. Maybe, hopefully, I'll be able to meet the whole band here because I'll be working at Hertz. So maybe they'll do the engineering at Hertz again here one of these days for a new album.
Yeah, they've done some stuff there. Years ago, I think. Was it the Apostasy?
Satanist was they did the Apostasy. They've done a lot of stuff with them, but it's usually been co-production engineering. And then the Satanist, they did everything, I think. But they Hertz and Behemoth have worked together a lot. So who knows? I'm for sure I'll meet Vader because Vader does everything at Hertz, and for sure I'll meet some of the other top Polish bands. But see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, like Behemoth, it's just kind of weird sometimes, like being good friends with Inferno and stuff, and it's like I kind of have to pinch myself every now and then because we have our between myself and Haldor and Inferno, we have our little it's like, hey, who's drinking tonight? And, like sending like beer pics.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And it's just very a friendly relationship.
Very
and it's actually funny. I have to point this out when I just saw them in Detroit and so I met them at the where the tour buses were, and then I was talking to them about like of Fire and Void, like I can't really how the fuck do you play that thing? We'll go to the stage, and then he kind of tried out the kit, and then he it's like that's how you play it.
Of course. Yeah, thank you. That answered all of my questions.
Yeah. So that was one of the we do talk about like drums and sometimes just like drumming and because whatever he plays like that stuff is not easy. It might be easy for him, but it's not easy for anyone else.
No, of course not. Yeah.
It's kind of like
yeah, go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, so his stuff is kind of like Steve Clark from Def Leppard. The guitar solos, it might be easy for Steve, but they're not easy for anyone else. Like they're kind of the same. Where you have to think of the drums, and he's also very knowledgeable of drums. Like he's got a lot of drums. Just send me a picture. He bought like a 20-ply snare.
What the fuck?
And so that was a thick motherfucker. And so
it better sound amazing.
Yeah, hasn't sent me a video yet, but he's got a pretty good ear. That's a
cool thing, man. It's really cool that you guys have been able to get in touch in that way. It's kind of a similar experience with me and Carl, same as from Nile.
Yeah,
I can just message him on Facebook and we can just chill. Like he's got a secret account that he lets people, who know him.
Yeah.
And he sends it to you. And just like Q-based questions or production questions, or I've sent him mixes of stuff I'm working on. What do you think of this? He's sent me stuff that he's working on, and I'm just like, it's wow.
Yeah. Yeah,
so fucking cool.
Yeah, Carl is also one of the good dudes in music. So I met him 22. I think it was April, but I was so freaking drunk I don't remember exactly what I told him, but
I hope you didn't say anything too crazy.
Yeah, it was. It was
That's
Nile,
funny.
Nile, and Incantation and Sungui Sugabug, or however you pronounce that. They were playing in Detroit, and I just got kind of drunk with Alan from Black
Whoops.
Dahlia.
Whoops,
and then,
as you would.
yeah,
As you do.
and so, but yeah, I've met Carl. I don't remember what was discussed, but I guess it went good because he still answers my emails.
He's still. That's right. Yeah, you're like, fuck. What did I say, man?
Yeah,
it was awesome when Carl came to Poland. We went out to dinner. We drank tequila. Had some steaks, and can't say that sucked. That was nice. I mean, just think back to when you're like a 15-year-old listening to Darkened Shrines or whatever, and then now, it's pretty cool.
Hanging out with them.
Not bragging. It's not about that. It's just really cool that you have the same situation, it seems, with Inferno, where you can just kind of whip up the old mat or whatever, and chit chat or something. I think that's pretty neat.
Yeah, and I honestly think that dudes that are like big in music, or they're like known musicians, and then you meet them, and you kind of like recognize your counterpart of like it's a lifestyle thing for everyone. Like there's a reason why this guy and myself and that guy and that guy and that dude like does music. It's like it's I don't know how to explain that, but like but it's like we wouldn't be very good at like day jobs or something. So this kind of has to work.
I mean, if I was 20,
I turn up at a day job, but I wouldn't say I'm good at it. I just turn up.
Right. Yeah. Present. Yeah. Smoke break.
Turn up, that's it. As good as it gets today, lads.
You get the wooden spoon just for turning up.
Yeah.
It's man, I was already like early 20s. My work history was because I would get bored, quit.
Yeah.
Which is a big no-no if you're trying. Well, back then, now it doesn't matter anymore. But I mean, late 90s, early 2000s, hey man, your work history is very important. You can show that you can be dedicated, responsible, disciplined to the job, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
You don't want to have a lot of past work history. So, it's totally different, man. I would get bored, learn everything, quit.
Yeah.
Learn everything, get bored, quit.
That's definitely grateful every morning that I wake up that I kind of, at least for right now, I don't have to be in that scene, because it's like they advertise like work jobs as careers, but we all know that that's not true. It's like go work
it's
for
all
UPS.
gone.
Yeah, it's almost like
with globalization, all that is gone because they can just import your competition. You know what I mean? So,
and I mean,
yeah,
and it's sort of always been like that, but it's just the stories that I hear, that how much like free time you have to give up, and like the fact that you don't see people rarely see any people throughout the week because everyone's so focused on the next day at job, when you have to put in a little more than you did the day before. Right. So it's kind of a trying times to just try to make it and stuff.
I mean, this year sucked ass for me. Like, there was 2 months where I lived only on YouTube reviews, but the difference was that I never, like, I was stressed out, but the main thing that I realized, even through the stress, was that at least I'm in control. I can go find what I need to do. I can go. I'm not stuck going, well, I got 7 more days until the paycheck comes.
Yeah.
Now what? It was, I need $300. Let's send some emails to this guy. You need a review real quick? I'll do that for you real quick for this much, So there's a little bit of it's a plus and a minus, it's all on your shoulders. got to be good with your money. You got to look ahead, way ahead, months in advance.
Yeah.
You know, my bank account will hit a certain number, and I'm already sweating bullets because I'm like, fuck, if I make no money from now until this day, we're only good for 2.5 months. You know, I'm just like constantly. But also on the flip side, if I don't want to work on Friday, I don't fucking work on Friday.
Exactly. At least it's in your control then.
Yeah.
You know, it's not
And-
been, your life's not been dictated to by somebody else then.
So, I mean, and I have a problem with authority as it is. So, I mean, this really helps me. Like I'll be that asshole at work that hey, Scott, you can't do that. Oh yeah, really?
Yeah.
Why? You know,
Yeah.
it's
Oppositionally
dumb.
defiant. Yeah.
It's stupid. I completely agree, but it's like, why? The work's getting done. What do you care? I'm going home. No, you can't go home. The work's done. Find more work to do. No, no. I did my job. I'm going home now. So yeah, no. So
Can't argue with that.
Ron, you're totally right, man. I'm sure like some days you wake up where you're like, fuck me. It's like pretty hard right now. But then also you can go, I can just not work today because I don't feel like it or whatever, you know. Or
well, like that's the crazy part of like doing work with Ugritone and LoudStakk. It's because it doesn't like working 40. Well, like prior to when I went to Europe and got married and all that shit, like I was doing probably 70, 80 hours a week. But
by choice, no.
I also burned
I've
out.
done that when I was doing support work.
Yeah.
Not good for you.
Yeah, and especially if that doesn't show as an extra pay in your stub, you know, it's kind of I had to learn to work smarter.
Right.
So if it's some days you work 5 hours, some days you work 5 minutes, but as long as the bottom line for the day gets done, and it's certainly not always easy. You know, there's definitely been some like financial like months where it's like, well, whoop de fucking do.
Yeah. Good thing I love chicken ramen noodles, boy.
Yeah.
Been there, you know. But I made, you know, I used to talk about this sometimes on YouTube, but I kind of stopped. And I think I might, when I get to Hertz, I might start doing this again. We're just talking about the personal journey where it's not like you just see me where I am right now. You don't see me where I was 15 years ago, having a really bad time. 15 years ago is already almost when I left America. I'm gonna have to start saying like 20 years. Wait, this is getting ridiculous.
That shows that you're getting old now, Scott.
For Christ's sake. When did I moved to Russia when I was 25. I'm 38. Yeah, so this would have been 18 or 19 years ago already. Good Lord.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm sure you guys get this with Ugritone even. Like your products are very fairly priced. Actually, in my opinion, I think they're too low in price, to be fair. Just my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But people still complain, you know, like, oh God, $20. Fuck me. What are you trying to do?
Well,
Can you give me it for 10? It's just like you don't have $20. I don't know what you're doing spending it on this. Maybe
Yeah.
you
At the
should.
moment, it's ridiculously priced because it's like 50% off.
What are you doing,
for
Ron?
Halloween. 50% off.
These days, like I don't
50%
actually
off.
control. Yeah,
I just literally, as we were talking, picked up Drums Against Humanity for only £42 in the UK.
You're gonna like that. I mean, just don't use.
£42.
Ron's gonna hate me for saying this, but just don't use Drums Against Humanity with Cubase because you can't.
No, I'm strictly live.
You can't do
Ableton
routing
Live.
with it. That's the only reason I haven't shown it on YouTube yet, Ron. I can't open Reaper after all the shit I've talked about it and be like, hey guys, here's Drums Against Humanity.
I could never get Reaper to work on any one of my PCs. I had a time clock issue. Every time I tried to open
Glenn
Reaper.
just had that.
Yep. It just it's like it would record.
Get along with Reaper when I first tried it. That's why
it would record 42 minutes before it hit that 0 point. And so nothing was recorded for 42 minutes.
Wow.
I don't know.
Well, Ron uses
Could be
Reaper,
memory, could be RAM.
All
But yeah,
Ron,
since then I've just switched to Ableton, and I've had no issues with Ableton
all right, get
Live.
G out of here. That's not even the fucking music program. Like,
It's fucking
What
great.
the
It's
fuck?
so easy, man.
oh my god.
It's so
Jesus
fucking
Christ.
easy. A guy like
Hit the-
me,
hit
this
the mute
dumb,
button
could
on-
have fucking work it.
It's not even like. God damn it.
But you need to remember, I'm not just recording metal. I'm doing like electronic stuff as well, so it works well for me. You know.
Cubase.
For that, it's good.
Well,
'cause you
yeah.
Get the.
I thought Ableton was like a live DAW for live.
You can use it live, but it's record. You can do
Gotcha.
anything with it. You can record. You can sample.
Cool.
You can use it as a wavetable for synths.
Nice.
You know, live and stuff, and it's an all rounder. That's what I like about it,
Just come on, G. God damn
and
it.
it works.
Yeah. Most
I
importantly,
mean, God
Yeah,
damn it.
it works.
That's
And
all
I've
that
had no issues getting anything to work on it. You know, like every VST, every fucking everything works in it. No conflict issues whatsoever with it.
Come on, you're not a real producer unless your shit crashes every 5 minutes. This is bullshit. You need to get Pro Tools on your machine today.
Get Pro
Yeah,
Tools and get Waves C6, not C4. You've got to have C6.
If I could afford that, I would. Trust me.
Dude, Wave C6 is probably $30 right now.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Or just wait
Interesting.
until it becomes $30. It's Black Friday.
yeah.
You know, man, talk about one of the most fascinating things ever. That shit that happened with Waves.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Even more fascinating, no one remembers it. Every video that I made about, like, here's a Wave alternative for this, no one watched it, no one cared. No one remembers. It's like 1984, just down the burn chute.
Yeah.
So you can basically do whatever you want on the internet, and if you wait long enough, no one remembers.
Absolutely.
So Ron, your OnlyFans is safe with me.
There's probably some great material in there.
Listen, man, I love me some ginger beard action.
Yeah.
That's good stuff, man. That's awesome. I need to try that again, to be honest with you. I did poke Tony about that issue. Because they sound great, dude. They sound literally like Inferno's kit. Like, I almost started speaking Russian like you were going to understand it. Because in Russian, there's a single word for an entire concept of how it really does sound good. You did a good job. You can just say "prям," like "prям." So, but you can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really good. I kind of pissy that I
So
can't use it.
here in Northern Ireland, we call that dead on.
Oh, it's dead on. Yeah.
Yeah.
You did good.
And
And
in
that was
Yorkshire, it's all right.
already. Oh no, you don't do the A. Well, you guys do A in England, don't you?
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
we do.
Not so much in the north, unless it's A up.
And then it's not an A, it's an A.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's true. I'm confused.
we all have no idea what's going on.
First.
What the hell's going on in chat? I mean, like, the chat has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
No.
They're in the wrong conversation, chat.
Well, Bill did actually stick in context with his chat, and he says if you really want to fuck it up, get Pro Tools. There you go. So
Yeah, get
one of the
Pro Tools.
guys in chat is in context and on topic.
Awesome.
It's me and Darth gone somewhere else.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Right
you
on.
don't want to know where Matt and Darth have gone.
Oh, you guys are discussing
Well, I mean,
names
I see
again,
this.
aren't you?
I see Matt here. LOL. Don't tell me your mum told you. I mean,
This goes back to a chat last night that Darth told us about, but I'm not gonna shame him or his mum on the live, because it wouldn't be fair.
fair enough. Oh my God, Matt spoke.
Doesn't matter because he answered you anyway.
So where did you get the idea for LoudStakk? I mean, I have a little thing in the that's gonna come out in November called Chernobyl Audio, where I'm gonna do mixed templates in my own IRs because I have Hertz Studio now where I can do these extra things.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, there's a really cool. I think there's a market for having these MIDI templates for literally every single MIDI library. But I mean, how'd you come up with that idea in general for LoudStakk?
Well, I think it's like the MIDI stuff. I think that's been probably like one of the top sellers for Ugritone, just because it's universal. You can literally use MIDI on pretty much any sampler, anything. And I just kind of wanted to. Well, LoudStakk initially just started because I wanted to have something that was truly my own. Like Ugritone, it's a three-way. It's a three-way partnership. So
it's a three-way. Hey,
yes.
Holy crap!
Yes. So there's certain things that have a bit more red tape with Ugritone, and LoudStakk essentially was just something that I wanted to do for myself.
Okay.
When I want to do it, how I want to do it. And so the MIDI was just something that felt like, if you're too tired to program your own beats, you just use something that I've played with this kit right here.
Well, it makes sense. It makes sense if it's going to increase your workflow and make it, short time spent doing it as well, then it's going to benefit everybody else.
Yeah,
so
this may make sense.
Do you touch the notes, for example, because we have the MIDI groups for Easy Drummer, but they literally only work in Easy Drummer. You can't, unless you don't know how. If you don't know how to manipulate velocities for the beats in other drum libraries, kind of wasting money, honestly. But I mean, do you? So aside from setting the drum maps and putting the right notes per map, do you actually take the time to then go, okay, this is clearly too loud, or the velocity is in the wrong range here, I got to bring this down?
I probably should eventually, but because LoudStakk is so new right now, I don't have a pool of like, okay, this is how it should play on this one, and
gotcha.
And to really make the remaps, I actually use a service called midimap.com.
I have that plugin subscription, buddy.
Yes, and I believe it's only like $5 or €5 a month.
Yep.
So it's extremely affordable.
That guy's leaving money on the table because he should have been doing what you do right now.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's what I do, and there's like certain, like the Get Good drums. They not to take any shots at them, but they had a very different like to get the grooves to play in their player took a little bit of trial and error. So it's like especially Contact, their Contact as a platform, I'm not the biggest fan of it because there's so many like extra steps involved in the whole thing, and you just don't really. You feel like you're not fully in control of like what you want to do with Contact and stuff. So some of those have been more challenging, but it's the beauty of it's once you figure it out, then you figured it out, So I try to take the extra time to really like properly troubleshoot, so I don't have to troubleshoot in the future again. So
I mean, because people want the drag and drop function out. That is,
oh hell yeah.
That is, even though I have like Metal Drum Programming Mastery, that is aimed at, I think, more of the person who wants. I have the ideas in my head. The drum groups aren't cutting it. I need to be able to program this.
Yeah.
But also, you can reverse engineer it like I did with Guitar Tone Mastery, where like the preset is never 100% all the way there. You need to tweak it, but if you know how to do that, you can just go whoop and do that real quick. And I gotta be honest, I should stop being so fucking egotistical. I should just use drum grooves. My demo songs would get done a lot faster because I could just move the shit around a little bit and then be done with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like these days I use the Superior 3 just simply because of the extensive groove builder. So like that's one of the, I know, like in a sense, like Toon Track is our competitor, but you just got to give it to them that groove builder. Their UI is just top notch, and
well, they had 20 years on. They're 20 years ahead of you in this. Not ahead of you per se.
Absolutely.
But you got to remember, like, well, let's say you're 30. How old are you, Ron? We're the same age, I think, right?
I just turned 35, so
Jesus Christ, you're a child. No, I'm kidding.
Me
so
and
I'm 3 years older than you. Let's see, I was like 20-ish when the original Drum Kit from Hell came out. I walk in the Guitar Center and they have this big fucking thing. Like, dude, it's a drum sampler. You can like use MIDI. I'm like, wow, this is 20 plus years ago, guys. So. And even that was old samples back in the day because those were old CD samples from the 90s that they scripted, whatever, long story. But I forgot where the fuck I was going with this. There was a point, I promise. Honestly,
happens to me all the time.
You should
just fucking missed the dick touch here. Whoop. Ships passing in the night. No, what I wanted to say was like they're just certain programs do certain things better. And instead of I wish people would collaborate more instead of compete more.
I definitely agree. I to be honest, like if there's any developers listening or something, like, hey, if somebody wants to build a new platform that basically just nails a platform where developers and teams could build their own sample sets into, I'd be the first to say, like, let's do it.
Yeah.
Because it's like Toon Track, I think they're number one for a reason, for a very, very good reason, because they just have everything and stuff. But then others, like there's certain things that I think could be better. So like Toon Track in my books, like they're possibly the only company that has it like 99.9% there where it should be. And I haven't tried all of them, but
I have, I think. Sorry to cut you off. What were you going to say?
No worries.
It's just we have a little bit of a latency here. So, no, I haven't tried all of them. I just have the ones for metal over the years of people. They program their drums in whatever EZX, and I just make them buy it for me so I can use it because I don't want to remap it.
Yeah.
Like Ugritone has a really cool thing where it's raw drums. That's actually what raw drums sound like.
Yeah.
Like people are like, dude, you're gonna love this production. The drums are raw. No, they're fucking not.
That's
super not raw.
It's for sure. Like whoever has ever downloaded like mixing stems or something with raw drums, they don't sound nothing like Superior Drummer. They don't sound anything like. They're very scary sounding. And
oh man, like is it normal to take minus 9 dB out of 500 hertz on the middle tom? Okay, just curious because this is fucking ridiculous. I mean, for real, like that's normal shit. Like just for metal anyway. For different genres, it's different. But I mean, like Saint Anger pretty much has raw drums, just cardboard toms. And then that's what Ugritone does, though. Like, and people don't understand. Like, you can do a lot of great shit with Ugritone drums. You just have to mix the shit out of them if you want to get anything like a slate sound or something like this.
Yeah, for sure. I think where we really reached a really good like balance between like sort of clean but still raw was definitely the faster and louder drums. I think that captures the raw drum kits sound better than probably any of the other libraries that we have, and that one is just such a fun thing to play with.
Because I had a comment on that video I put up the other day for the routing. One of the guys on there were asking if I do a video on what I do to process drums to get the sounds I get. I said, yeah, no problem. I'll do a video on that for you.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And then he's just like, what I do is I just take my dick and I slap it on the keyboard.
Don't let all my secrets out.
Yeah. But that was that's the enduring, what's the word, feature of the Ugritone drums, where if someone says I want it raw, and I go, all right, hold on, are you sure? Because you understand what you're talking about here, right?
Yeah.
And if they don't say, no, I want early 1990s black metal drums, then I'm like, then you don't want it raw. Then you want it like this over here.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're talking about. So skip. Not that I'm better than them. It's just the pendulum have shifted so far to the definition of what raw means today versus what raw actually is.
Yep.
And it doesn't mean that raw has to sound like shit. It just means I put the microphone and you played it, and that's it.
Yeah.
Superior Drummer is not raw. I don't care how many people try to tell me it is. It's not. It's more raw than Easy X, but it's not raw. Your drum rooms sound fucking amazing. The overheads sound fantastic. Just your direct shells are a little. You could take some mids out of them and bump the high end a little bit, but they're not raw. Ugritone did a really cool thing there with that option of those people that want that particular sound. So someone had to do it, so might as well be Ugritone. And I also like that you became Ugritone instead of It Might Get Loud, or it Might Get Loud, right?
Yeah. Might Get Loud Productions.
Yeah. What were you before that?
It was It Might Get Loud was the original. It might that's sort of where the LoudStakk name comes from, because I'm kind of taking the LoudStakk back to the roots of like starting out fresh and building from nothing. But yeah, It Might Get Loud until 2019 when the names and people,
because that's when the power metal drums came out, Northern Artillery.
Yes. So I believe that was the first product that we did under Ugritone.
Yeah, because I made a video for those, and I really like those drums, and I'm waiting for them to be put into the sampler, sir. I don't have to have two fucking things installed, sir, Ron.
Well, I don't think I'm that popular in the royal family. I've been to England, but I've never.
Yeah, dude, guy. Am I talking out of turn here? Can I talk about Northern Artillery drums, or I can't?
Sure. I'm an open book. Whatever you want to talk about.
I fucking love those ones in particular because they're so powerful sounding. But I mean, like, what happened there? Are we gonna have a? Are they for sale right now?
Yeah, they've always been, well, since the release they've been there, but because it was a collaboration with Mr. Matthias from Stradivarius, there's a bit more red tape to cut through. So like any of them, I think Matthias ultimately would be okay and just do what you want with it and stuff. But it's like out of courtesy. So it's been one of the slow ones to update and upgrade and stuff. But it's for sure, like when I first heard the samples from it, it's like, these sound good.
Yeah, right. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Wow.
We were, I believe, I was working on the assault drums around that time when they came out, and Assault Drums was just it was a fun session, but they just never really sounded the way they should have been. Like, they just didn't come out the way that they were supposed to or something. But
Fair enough.
and to be honest, like anything before, well, I guess like now that we're sort of starting to plan out the Cult 3, I basically consider all of my previous works kind of as a school, like, exercise projects. So,
Listen, I might know a guy who has a live room in Poland. Hurts to
yeah, it's
just say it.
Yeah,
Not that I'm gonna be there in 2 days. Don't just take me out of the equation.
Yeah, no, it would be great to do something there one day. But yeah, with Cult 3, it's kind of, we're kind of hoping to improve certain things at more articulations, especially like Roland E-drum users are always complaining about the hi-hat articulations. Like, if I hit here, I don't get the sound, but if I hit here, and stuff. So we're, at least personally, we're trying to make it match the tune track articulations and mapping a bit more, instead of, because if everyone's using tune track anyways, might as well kind of make sure the notes kind of match. If you're been working on a song with Superior Drummer, you bringing into Cult 3, there shouldn't really be any, like,
oh man, drum maps are the bane of my existence.
Yeah. Why can't we just agree on a one industry standard?
So I talk about this in the I talk about that in Metal Drum Programming Mastery. It's just, there's a general MIDI standard, but that helps because you had a limit of how many voices you could have. So you're just kind of like, here you go. Now it's pretty much just like GGD Invasion just was like, what is this mapping? Because they have all these symbols and all of this. I'm just like, this sucks. I don't want to use this. And I never did. I bought the thing. I'm like, oh, this sounds pretty cool. And then I tried to work with it. I'm like, we're good. I'm just gonna, at the time, I'm just gonna go back to Perfect Drums. It's easier. And I'm not gonna deal with this anymore. But
yeah,
because you could have everyone does different articulations. I have a ride cymbal. I'm gonna do the ride bow. I'm gonna do the ride bow shank. I'm gonna do a ride crash. I'm gonna do a ride bell tip. I'm gonna do a ride bell shank. I'm gonna do a listen, bro. If you're not a drummer, no one's going to use any of that shit. They just want a good ride bell and a good bow tip. And don't use wood tip sticks, you fucking assholes. Use plastic tips so we can actually hear the goddamn thing. But who am I? I'm nobody.
Yeah, there's definitely things that I've noticed about, like, sampling and how it's very different from actual, like, drum recording. And it's like one of the things, like, ear sticks, they do matter. They matter,
yes,
probably more than they would in like traditional drum recording session.
So you can, I mean, it really depends. It depends on the cymbal. Like, if you have a really dark, fat cymbaled, or really dark, fat, thick cymbal, you have characteristic. You can't have a dark, fat cymbal because it would be bright. Because whatever. Never mind. Never mind. But let's just say we have a dark cymbal, and the bell is a muted sound. It's muted. Well, you need plastic tips so you can get the ping out of it. You're still gonna shank it anyway, but you got to ask the guy to literally shank that thing like he's got to throw his hammer.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it doesn't come through when you're playing. Coming down down the cymbals, not into the cymbals. Down.
And then there's definitely a certain way of how you have to hit the drums when you're like sampling, because that alone can also kind of make the difference whether they're going to sound robotic or natural in the because that's the thing, like you don't get to hear the final product until very late.
Yeah, you're like, oh cool, we sampled these 4 months ago, let's try and write a song. Oh boy.
Yeah. Well, fortunately with Ugritone, these days we have a thing where it's like if I go sample a snare, I can extract the hits into samples, bring it into Ugritone drums, and that takes like 3 minutes. So I have more, and definitely with Cult 3, I get to do a bit more of that. Like I'm not going to accept it until it's done right, like.
Cool.
How soon can I get a working beta of Cult 3 to write a song for you?
Spring of 24, I'd say. The thing is, we haven't even started yet. Because there's still.
I'm waiting. March 2024. I expect to get a beta.
Yeah. Because there's still. We're probably going to start after the fundraiser. No, sorry, the Black Friday. We're going to start a fundraiser. For the Cult 3, or sort of like a pre-order, because there's still some things that, because I don't have a studio right now, so there's some hardware, then a couple of cymbals.
Just come to Poland. Everything is here.
Yeah.
I should say I have.
COVID.
Yeah.
No, come on, relax.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, he did something in Mexico he's not telling us about, which he can't do in Poland. So
drink beer for 7 days straight. That's probably.
Yeah, well,
they were free, eh?
Yeah.
They were free and they were served to me. So
was it Dos Equis or Corona?
They were Modelo, I think.
There you go. That's fine. That's okay.
Yeah.
It's like the Miller Lite of Mexico. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's good.
I was drinking this. It's like a beer cocktail called Chilada, which is basically beer. You're gonna laugh, but it's like beer with ice and limes and lime juice with a salt rim.
That's basically Corona.
What the fuck?
Yeah, those are so good. And if you drink 15 of them every day, then it's kind of.
Yeah, Cult 3 would be cool. I think the only thing, if I, like, what's your guys' how do you sample the cymbals? Because this is really hard to get right. And even with Hertz drums, which I use all the time, Hertz drums, Hertz drums is my favorite library because it has the sound that I like. It's not because it's whatever. Like, I don't use Easy Drummer anymore because Easy Drummer sounds like Easy Drummer. Like, every single library, it's like, I'm using the death metal kit, but it sounds like this kit over here. It's like, how does it always sound the same all the time somehow? So, that's why I use the Hertz one. But like, there are a couple of cymbals that come out with no attack and too much wash. Please make sure that the cymbals have attack. It's very important, especially if you want to do like Nick Barker style stuff where you're doing articulations with the guitar riffs. You have to have like a so small, thin. You know this. I'm just trying to put this in the ether on the internet. If anyone wants to do this shit, why they can't have the fast. The bigger the cymbal, the slower it is. You don't want that playing metal. You want maybe like 14 to 17 inches thin. Because you come down into the cymbal. It's a flick down. You don't go in. It's a flick down. So you don't need to do a full arm motion.
Traditional inches are man inches.
Yeah. But when you do the Nick Barker fills, you watch him. He comes up. He does the flick into the cymbal down, and then goes down the toms. You can't do that if you have gigantic ass fucking gong cymbals. They don't open fast enough.
Yeah.
Which just seemed like Perfect Drums had the same problem. The ride cymbal is just like no bell on it. Had to do a lot of work on the Perfect Drums cymbals to get them to work the that you would expect when you play them for real.
Yeah.
So don't fuck up the cymbals, Ron.
Well, I can tell you they're my least favorite part of the process because I remember when we did the faster and louder drums. So the drummer Ryan Steigerwald, who plays with Midnight now, and he was in Ringworm previously, and so I just straight up told Noah, the engineer, who also plays in Nunslaughter, like, we should do the hi-hat and the ride first. It's like, but what? It's like, you'll see why. Because it's after ding, and you wait for 8 seconds, ding, and it's but there's a bit of I kind of like try to imagine like zones in the cymbal itself, and then it's all really about hitting it the right way.
Correct. Yeah.
I could tell the whole version, but then everybody else would be applying the same. There's really no like magic or anything. I just after Cult 2, I just like spent time with like each and every cymbal, and like, I'm not a drummer. It wasn't until I saw Inferno send me a backstage warm up. It's like, oh, so you're supposed to do like this. Before I was playing like this.
I mean, you can do both, but there's different speed thresholds for both.
Yeah, that's true. But I guess it's the reason why they sound the way they do is because I'm not a drummer. Like, I can't do the push pull, and I'm still learning a whole bunch of shit.
So I just mixed a song with Kevin Parody, who is the drummer in Benighted, who does all that super push-pull stuff.
Yes.
I'm not a fan. It's amazing to watch, but it's a pain in the dick to mix. Because the push-pull, by the nature of the motion, you basically get 2 different sounds on the snare.
Yeah.
So it's fucking incredible to watch a dude play consistently and accurately at 300 BPM. Like, hats off, big time. Mixing it, not a fan.
Yeah,
not a
There's
fan.
actually have to point out one guy who does that, and I've heard the recordings from. It's Marco Petruzella. He just like
Does he still play it? He plays in the E-Kit though, right? Because he did like Brain Drill and all these albums.
I think
Samus
from
does it well as well. Samus does it well as also.
Yeah.
Samus has a more traditional style of playing though.
Yeah.
Like Marco Brain Drill is just ridiculous. Literally, he's on an E pad and he's just
I think he plays mostly acoustic sets now, but it's just like 380 BPM blast beat, and it's just every hit sounds very consistent. I have no idea like how Lord Marco does it, but
Lord Marco, that's right, it's his name. Well, it's just like, do you have any idea how Inferno plays drums? I mean, that's what they do. That's what they do, man.
He's got a very
you have a. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, like Inferno, he's got more of because he's got 4 rack toms, so he's got his own way of playing. Which, and the thing is that I do have to point out about Inferno is that I've seen comments like he doesn't really hit the drums hard or something. That's bullshit. He is one of the hardest hitting drummers I've ever seen.
But it also doesn't matter.
The tempo that he's doing.
It also doesn't matter. People bitch about that shit, but again, looking at the waveform and mixing it, I care way more about consistency.
Yeah.
If you can have all the drums at a consistent level, like if your skank is as loud as your blast and you have that control, you can just go through the talkback and be like, listen, man, that's cool. Do the chorus again. Just make sure the hi-hats aren't so loud.
Do you know
And
a
that's
drummer?
what you're looking for.
A drummer that I wanted to be a drummer when I was growing up, but I switched to bass because I couldn't get a drum kit. But a drummer that really took my notice recently, mainly because they became my favourite band, but Sylvain Bouvier from Igor.
Mm.
When you see when you watch him live, he is so. I suppose it's the nature of the music because there's loads of triggers, there's samples going on, and tight beats, EDM beats going on in the background. So just the nature of the music, he has to be spot on all the time. But you watch him live and it's just flawless. No matter what the speed, his blast beats are incredible. And then you've got just like grooves and it's just thunderous, But it's just every hit is there, he never misses. Like you'll hear some drummers when you watch them live though, like you were saying, you maybe get one hit that just doesn't quite hit as hard as the rest. Him, just flawless the whole way through. But he's one to watch is Sylvain Bouvier. He is incredible.
Yeah, good drummers are amazing to watch because it's like you have a good drummer, and then people will talk about your music.
Yeah.
If you have a bad drummer,
Delta,
people will talk
obviously.
about how shitty your drummer is.
Yeah, and then Delta, for obvious reasons.
I mean, Wojtek Hertz too. So it's Wojtek and Sławek are the engineers at Hertz Studios.
Right.
Wojtek was telling me a story about Inferno, where he's just a machine. He can actually play the exact same thing every single time. It's exactly the same.
Yeah.
So probably Ron seeing Inferno play a couple times live now. The fills are all the same. Everything is exactly the same, like a machine.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that Wojtek said was really impressive because, I had this problem. I would play live and get bored. You change the fill, do something.
Saying that,
exactly.
we had my old band. We recorded one EP, and it was a great process. But what our drummer done, he was like an android. He had to play. It was like you were saying, he had to play exactly the same every time because he wanted to recreate the sound that he had on the and the feel, obviously, of the EP whenever we done those songs live. So he constantly had the backing tracks in his ears every time, so he would know exactly what was coming up. He learned every single hit that he played on that EP and just done it flawlessly every time we played. He wasn't an incredible drummer by any short stretch of the imagination, but he was, I'll say that for him, he was consistent and he was tight to play with. Do you know what I mean? You were always the exact same BPM, so that was good in a way. It got boring for obvious reasons because it was the exact same every time. But
see, that was what I was telling Wojtek.
If he'd never seen us before, it was great to watch and listen.
Correct. That's what I was saying to Wojtek because I was like, yeah, good. But he's like, you understand? Let's say on the album, there's this one fill this guy really loves, and you don't play the fill that night.
See, that's my thing right there. I think it's probably more of a death metal where it's like it's part of the composition. So if you just kind of jazz it up and do different things,
you want to hear the into the crash, into the blast beat. It'd be like, so Cannibal Corpse has this transition that they like to do that they often do, which is dun 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 blast beat. Okay, let's just imagine that Paul decides to go. That's not what you do. You're supposed to do a cymbal choke. That's what you're supposed to do.
Off.
Yeah.
And I actually like Wojtek. I thought about that more. And then I went and watched Nile because they played in the town. I watched them. You could have set a metronome from the album to how they played it live, and I really appreciated that because that's how it sounds to me because I've
Yeah.
listened to it on the album like that.
Yeah.
And then I realized, you know what? I don't like it when bands want to, oh, yeah, we're going to play the song 10 BPM faster tonight. Well, no, it sounds like shit now because the drummer can't do the double bass. You're missing the riffs.
Oh, Ulrich.
the singer can't keep up because it's got a lot of,
Yeah,
it's like, no, just play
exactly.
the song.
Oh, Ulrich.
Yeah. Or Vince Neil, kick some my heart. Kick some my heart.
Please kickstart my heart.
So no, so I mean, yeah, definitely boring as shit for me as a musician playing the exact same thing every night, 100%.
Yeah.
But Wojtek got me to understand. It's like you're not
Yeah.
playing it for you though. You're entertaining
Yeah.
people who bought your album or your song, and they want to fucking hear that song the way that it's on the record.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You play to a different audience every night.
So it completely changed my mind. I used to be like, that's gay. I'm not doing that. It's boring for me. But no, it's if the like there are some iconic Behemoth fills. Just imagine that Aaron Printer just to play that fill tonight. It's like, what? No, you have to play it, That's funny, Bill.
Oh, he's awful, man. You can actually see everybody, all the rest of Metallica, just looking around at him, like occasionally, like, really?
I mean,
really?
come on,
You're doing at this speed tonight?
Metallica's a meme at this point. I don't
They
know
are.
I don't know how I feel about this because I am almost 40 myself. But
right.
I think like you hit 60, you're geriatric. All right, buddy. Like
if you can still
I'm
do
sorry.
it,
Rob Halpert is not hitting those notes anymore. Rob
Yeah.
Halpert hasn't hit those notes in the 90s. Great guy, cool dude. I'm sure he's amazing. But every live video I see from him, let's be honest.
Glenn would disagree because he
I
just
don't
said
give
in
a
his last
shit.
video. I know. But it's just a sad fact of life. You can say that he's still
The
hitting
dude's
them, but
80 years
it's
old.
a fact of life.
Yeah, but don't forget, Glenn's on his OnlyFans page.
True. But I mean, it's a fact of life. As you get older, your range diminishes. So that's why Joey Belladonna's, the rest of Anthrax are having to detune constantly now because
that's what they do. Yeah,
his range, he can't hit the notes anymore.
Yeah,
I'm not
sounds
saying
good
he
when they
shouldn't
do
play.
right enough, but still.
But I mean, like when you listen to the album Painkiller, and then you listen to the song live, and they're like not even remotely close whatsoever.
Yeah.
Not saying that Halpert's. I'm not saying anything bad about Halpert at all. I'm just saying like,
he's still incredible.
Yeah.
Even if he has a decreased range,
But that's not that's not against him though. That's just like
exactly.
he's 80.
Yeah, it's
He's
just
80.
the aging process.
I think the thing with Priest is that they play an insane amount of shows still every year. I saw the Firepower
that's a great fucking album, by the way.
4 dates, and that was over 200 shows in 2 years. So that's for the guys their age, because that's why Pantera doesn't do shows back to back. That's why Phil sounds the way he does now, because he's got a few days to heal between shows. So I think for Priest, they should probably do show every third day or something.
I mean, with Priest, they can pretty much just name their. They can just say, "This is how we're gonna do it," and that's that. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, guys, for the internet people who want to clip this, I love Judas Priest, and Painkiller is amazing. But I mean, also, I'm also a believer of accepting reality.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
He's 80. It's awesome that he still wants to do it, but it's like trying to put fucking.
Stop putting naked pictures up on Twitter.
I mean, it's like trying to put Troy Aikman behind center in fucking Dallas Cowboys right now. He's 60 years old. I mean, come on. What the fuck? One hit and the dude's gonna break a hip. But that's funny. But anyway, that was an interesting fucking sidetrack. What I wanted to say, Ron, is everyone's got their talents, so being able to sample things well and then code those things into an instrument I don't have the patience for that shit. I mean, I'm not interested. Sampling, I'm even not interested. It takes forever.
Yeah, it's definitely not the process itself. It's not a very enjoyable process. It's very rewarding at the end of the line, but it sucks.
It's
Yeah.
a process.
Yeah, very excruciating.
Yeah.
But it's like drums are there, and I've been fortunate enough to not have a drum hookup where it's like you could go to a museum and get Alex Van Halen's 1984 kit and just sample that. So because there's always been budget constraints with Ugritone that we've got $500. Can we make a product or something? And so it's what I did. And actually, my brother-in-law, who's it's like a woodworking person, he's really good with like all the. So we built like a free-floating system for the toms and the bass drums. So basically, now I can just go up and buy shells, and you can just swap the shell with the hardware and shit, and you just save probably 80% on like a drum set, because like shells are not expensive at all. You can buy a pretty good maple kit for $500, 9-piece.
What?
But you just got to assemble it yourself, like put it together.
Okay, like fucking, but still, that's
pretty, that's good.
That's nice.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the thing, like a lot of these custom drums, there's only like 2 or 3 shell manufacturers in the world. It's Keller. They do all the maples. So anytime you see this $5,000 custom drum kits, chances are they probably ordered the shells from Keller and then just applied.
Wait a minute, stop here. So you said 9. You said 9-piece. So you're 4 rack toms, 2 floors, snare, 2 kicks.
Yep.
That's ridiculous.
That's pretty fucking insane.
Yeah. It's, when you're, well, I'm not poor, but I don't have the money to like go out and buy 9 drum kits for like Cult 3, but I could afford shells for 9 drum kits. So that's kind of, when you don't have the money, you'll have to do the research to save the money and make sure. And to be honest, they sound just as good as any drum set. Actually, the one that I ordered, I made sure, so it's sort of like an exact replica of that 92 Lars kit, 8-ply maple, same dimensions, same everything. And if you tune it the way Lars does, it actually does sound pretty close.
Impressive.
Yep.
9.
I'm just thinking 9-piece kit for 5. That's.
I know.
And,
You
well,
think
might be a
these-
little bit, yeah, it might be a little bit
Round your head
more.
for the next few days. That.
Yeah, but it's Keller shells. They basically manufacture. I think like Pearl and Tama, they might have their
Nice,
own
Bill.
manufacturer. But
So I mean, like, so for example, let's say someone buys a Pearl Export. Is it still going through the same shell manufacturers? Like, what's the difference between a Pearl Export and a Pearl Masterworks in terms of where they get the shells from?
The sticker.
Pearl and Tama, and probably DW. I'm guessing they have their own. Ludwig. They probably have their own factories where they make their own shells. But
Okay.
anything else like Canopus or these like custom drums, I'm not saying that that's what they do, but my guess would be that a lot of these companies, they get the shells from Keller, and and then just put it together and install the hardware and stuff, and do the painting and
400% markup price.
well, yeah.
As is traditional in retail.
There's definitely a good. I mean, it takes some time to put on the
Evening block.
Put on the drum kit together, and I'm like, with the drill, I'm not very good, but I managed to make a working drum kit, so I guess I can do it. So can anyone.
Yeah.
It's man, I miss playing drums. You know, I'm thinking like, maybe if I get to Hertz, I can like buy a shitty 5-piece or something that I can set up, you know, when nothing's going on, or coming on a Sunday and do something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And record or try to start a band again or record again. But then I think of like, oh man, being in a band sucks. Because you gotta
Yep.
But you know, I do like, because I played drums in bands. I never was a guitar player in bands. I just play guitar because that's what I write with. I'm a drummer. So yeah, the wheels are turning. So
do it.
Do it.
Yeah, like bands are fun when they work, but I've tried to put on bands for the past 10 years, and the furthest I've gotten is actually we had a second practice, and then
wow.
Okay, you're lucky there.
Let me tell you, buddy, Ron, pretty much big time right there.
Yeah.
No, I was just talking to a friend of mine, and they're trying to rename their band because they got signed to a French label and they want to rename. And I'm like, how's that going? He's like, I'm the only one coming up with names.
Yeah, that's usually the way it goes.
Everyone else just complains about the names, and I have no one else. And I'm like, well, then just remind them about that when residuals come in and who writes the music. And
yeah,
you know,
exactly.
It's like I've changed as I've gotten older. Like the Democratic band would be great, but it never works. You
Never
have
happens.
basically one or two people, and that's it.
Because what usually happens is if one person is actively doing the work, the rest of them think, I don't have to do the work then.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All I have to do is stand there and look fucking great.
And that's how they won't get paid. And then they'll bitch about it. So, but yeah, do I want to go down that road? I mean, I have been enjoying my life the last couple of years.
Yeah. Why create havoc?
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, see, the funny thing is about Hertz, right? Like I can mix, but learning to record drums now is the new mountain that I need to climb. And I need to do it every day, constantly, as much as I can. And me being a drummer would be helpful if I just bought a shitty kit that I would mic that I could just really quickly, whatever.
It can be like that, Bill, but I mean, like, I was just about to say just what you were talking about there, Scott. Like, it's a great time to be a solo musician just now because you can do practically everything yourself now. But one of the things that I actually do when I'm recording stuff is I won't like take a groove and then just drop the BPM to suit. I actually program the drums. I love doing that shit. So yeah, you can do it that way. You know, you can just go, right, I want it to sound like this, I want it this kind of beat, put it in, done, Bob's your uncle. But if you want it to sound like a drummer, I mean, I learned this from one of your videos, Scott and Glenn. Humanise it. Play it yourself. Don't just put it all on the fucking line, because that's not how a drummer works. Do you know what I mean? Everything's random, even although it's still a pattern. The hits are random. Do you know what I mean? So if you want it to sound genuine and not like a robot, like you're basically saying, then actually perform it yourself. You might be doing like one thing, one hit, one shell at a time.
Yeah.
You're sitting there doing the bass hits like that, and then you're going on to the snare. So you're having to break apart the beat, but you're still technically performing it at the same time. You know,
Yeah.
that's the difference.
That's probably how Ron programmed the first MIDI packs.
Actually, I've always used this guy.
Yeah,
Man,
actually play it.
Yeah.
I gotta get an E kit. Well, I was thinking about getting an E kit, but then
I'd
I can just
love one. I
use a
would
real
love one.
kit.
Yeah.
They're pretty good.
I've been told by the beer wench I can't have one.
Well, you just let the beer wench know that you're a man. It's your house. Don't sit in my chair. No, yeah. And then after she kicked you out of your house,
Yeah, after I woke up with a rolling pin stuck into my head.
yeah.
Well,
What happened?
that is
great.
true, Bill, as well. Yeah.
Just wait for the abuse in chat now.
Sure.
In fact,
No.
I mentioned
Yeah,
them
here it
already.
comes.
Not the abusing person instead.
I am not.
I'm sorry. Did you hear? Did I hear my name?
No.
That would be our house and not enough room.
I don't know what you're talking about.
stop.
It was just an example, a hypothetical, I swear.
Don't mess with her. She has the latex gloves on, which means she's been in the kill room.
Oh shit.
And not only that, she's a Yorkshire lass. Don't fuck the Yorkshire lass off.
Nobody's rectums are safe.
Nope.
I hear everything. Just in case.
Lee, blink twice if you need help.
You don't need help. You enjoy it.
Yeah, some people pay good money for it.
Hit 5-5 on the keyboard.
Yeah. Five. Type 1 in the chat 5 times. No. If you need help, that's funny.
Yeah.
Well, then I just, I guess you're just gonna have to sell her stuff to make room. I mean,
Absolutely, Paul.
this is how we do it, Ron. We just gotta expand. Sorry, listen, your makeup dresser's gotta go. I'm sorry. I feel terrible about it. I'm telling you. I think I'm gonna get a beer.
Man.
I'll have one more beer with you guys, and then I'm gonna bail. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
One more beer.
Mm.
No beer for me today.
Oh, I've got a ministry song, that one. Oh, no, one more fix.
Yeah. One more fix.
I've got a quick question for you, Ron. Is it
Sure.
Ugritone or Ugritone, or don't you care?
It's. I'm trying to think of. There's this one band, Necrophagist, where they just openly said that we don't care how you pronounce it, as long as you say the word or something. And
Cool.
I say Ugritone, but they're just like any pronunciation is probably correct.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
You agree?
I'm like fairly new to recording and all the rest of it, but how did the name come about?
Oh, so the name Ugritone was actually my idea, which I brought to the guys when we were in the midst of the name change. And so the Ugri part of the name comes from the Ugric languages, which is basically like Hungarian, Finnish, and then there are certain pockets of very small tribes in Russia that are part of the Ugric languages. So that was sort of like a tribute to being a Finnish company, and then also kind of showing that it's a very small tribe versus the rest of the world.
That's pretty fucking cool, actually.
And
That
it's
makes a
like,
hell of a lot more sense now.
Yeah, and it's been living here in North America for the past 8 years, and I can definitely tell that Finnish people are a tribe in the grand scheme of things in the global sense. Because I don't know if there's any Finnish people near me or something. I did go to further to the northwestern Ontario, and they had some Finnish people there, but they're like third, fourth generation Finnish Canadians, so they don't speak the language anymore. But you can kind of point them out, like, oh, very pale skin, blonde hair,
blue eyes.
So all that stuff. So, but yeah, that's where the Ugritone name essentially comes from. There's no crazy. I mean, when we first changed, it's whatever was in the comments just a while ago. It's like, are you like trying to make ugly sound Japanese or something? So
yeah,
or something. But yeah, that was or Chinese, you know. But yeah,
that makes more sense now.
Yeah,
and it's pretty cool actually. It's like a stamp for the tribe.
Yeah, because like initially,
like
yeah, we were throwing ideas around like let's call it heavy tech or something that just sounded very generic, and Ugritone just made more sense. And then I hired a graphic designer who's done work for Despised Icon and All Out War. He's from Quebec by the name of Alexandre Goulet. And so he designed the Ugritone logo.
French Canadian, eh?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Quebec scene is definitely it's one of the most real. Like, they don't call Montreal the metal capital of North America.
It's
like
funny
they
the amount
call it
of
the capital for a reason, you know.
Yeah, I mean the amount of talented folk coming out of Canada now. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Don't go in the winter. It's mighty cold in Quebec.
I'm Scottish. I'm used to it.
God damn, Ron, you're from Finland. Why would you say something so silly?
To be honest, it's definitely colder in Quebec, anything north of Ottawa in the winter than it ever will.
Hold on a second. Are you from Helsinki? Where are you actually from?
I'm from the south, so we don't.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
It's not as much of a Siberia. It's still like you get snow every year.
Well, I mean, how much more south can you get of fucking Helsinki? You're in the water.
Born in an island.
That's Finland is an island. No,
yeah, Helsinki's colder in the winter because of the sea breeze.
Right. I mean,
it's like I'm from closer to the Russian border.
Oh, okay, you're over here. I see.
Yeah.
That makes more sense because I'm like, fucking.
Yeah, that's some amount of great
I'm
musicians
just
up
trying to
there in
look at
Canada.
I find it fascinating that Montreal, being significantly further south on the horizontal plane, is colder.
Yeah, that's the funny thing. Like, Helsinki is in the same latitude as Alaska, basically, but I think it's a Gulf Stream that
perhaps
essentially makes Europe slightly warmer, despite being further. Yeah,
there's that makes sense.
Yeah, like personally, I kind of like the Four Seasons here in the greater Detroit area. It's winter could be a month shorter, and there's some months where it's like spring starts bang on March 1st.
Yeah.
No, that's false hope, man. I think you've lived in Midwest.
But that's not every year.
Yeah. I think
that did not happen last year. It did happen before that. I remember when I went to see Nile in Detroit, and that was early March. and it was kind of starting to like it was an early spring in 2021 or 20. I don't know. Yeah, 20. What am I saying? Anyways, no, 22. Yeah. Feels like I lost a year because of this COVID thing. I don't remember anything from 21.
Yeah, I get
Did
that.
that year even take place?
Yeah. No, it's like if you're in the Midwest, so UK is always shit weather, so it's like whatever. But I mean, like the Midwest is like what Ron's talking about, where it's starting to warm up. It might be March, April. Nope. It could still snow. Not until it's July are you going to be like, okay.
Jamie,
I saw snow in Scotland in late May.
That's happened in the Midwest.
And
it's
it was
not a joke,
brutal.
Man.
Yeah, it was absolutely brutal.
Yeah, sounds like. Oh yeah, the frostbite dude in Northern Ireland. Oh God, I get a lot of the frostbite.
Yep. Which is where
the funny thing is, I was actually living in Southwest Ireland when that video came out. I was living in the city of Tralee in County of Kerry.
Yep. Lovely country though, isn't it?
Oh, it's
beautiful country.
A lot of beauty.
Yeah.
Accents are it was at first a little hard to understand people sometimes.
Yeah, and vice versa. They find it hard because I live in Northern Ireland now. But when I first moved here, I had a hard time understanding folk here.
Yeah.
And they couldn't understand a word that I said because I spoke too fast.
Yeah.
I'm from Glasgow, so usually I talk like this kind of speed, and then nobody's got a chance of understanding what the fuck I'm saying. And they're just kind of looking at me like, huh? But it's the people in the country is just gorgeous. Love it.
Yeah,
absolutely love the place.
Yeah, one of the things that I definitely miss from Ireland is that people are just naturally very curious, and they're like, there's a saying equivalent to like "What's up?" would be like, "What's your story?" And they would actually, they wouldn't mind hearing your life story if they were not busy.
Yeah. Well, up here, the equivalent it's along the exact same lines as "What's your story?"
Yeah. What's the crack?
And we should ask him when he comes back, what's your internet connection like?
I think I lost you.
Oh, yeah. No. Gee. There he is.
Yeah, I'm back.
What's your internet connection like?
Virgin. It's actually supposed to be 1 gig.
Oh, yeah. Upload speed is the only thing that matters, right, Ron?
Yeah.
Yep.
When you have fucking gigabytes of samples to upload, you don't care what your download speed is.
But no, I was saying the Northern Irish equivalent is "What about you?"
Nice. Oh, okay, yeah.
And the first time I heard someone saying that, I thought, sounds quite aggressive, actually. Just coming up to you and going, "What about you?"
Yeah. I don't know your mother, okay?
Yeah. Yep. And then if they're shouting you, it's "Hebe."
How about you? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, it's funny.
But yeah, they're really friendly here, though. On the whole, you still get assholes like everywhere.
Absolutely.
He says, spent all day yesterday evening and today in Germany recording a video clip. It was 17 degrees and sunny, so I wore a t-shirt. People literally came up to me if I wasn't cold. Yeah. Yeah, man, I wore a t-shirt. Yep.
I remember going to Spain in March, and it was like absolutely like the fiery pits of hell to me. And there's the locals are walking about with their Aran sweaters and stuff, and heavy jackets, and they're kind of looking at me with my wife beater vest and shorts, the fuck.
It's hot in here, shit. Yeah, man. Yeah, that doesn't happen.
Yeah, I remember that too. Before I moved here 8 years ago, I spent one winter in the city of Cordoba in Spain. So from January till April, and I thought it was warm, but like you said,
Yeah.
like all the locals, they were just like, "Oh, it's so cold." I'm like, what
Yeah.
the fuck you smoking?
I'm from Finland. We swim in this weather.
Yeah. It wasn't
Yeah,
warm every single day, but it was certainly warmer
It's not
than
cold. Yeah.
Ireland
Yeah.
or Finland.
There was a funny video that my wife Stacy showed me the other day. I believe it was in Scotland or something. But anyway, it was like summer day in Scotland, and the wind is like 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Cloudy, cold as fuck, and the dude is standing at a 45-degree angle just not to fall over. So obviously he was in the valley or on a mountain somewhere in Scotland, obviously. So like physics are a thing and all this shit.
Yeah.
But I mean, looked pretty cool to me.
Well, they just had one of the worst bits of flooding. Train station platforms are usually about 3 to about 3.5 feet, from the base level of the track.
Yeah.
And the whole train tracks were it was water.
Nice.
It was like a river literally running through the train platform.
Holy shit.
It was the worst flooding that the country's had. Like,
what are they blaming that on?
Oh,
Greta Thunberg, that's what I'm blaming it on.
All right. Fucking
insert
Greta.
conspiracy theory here.
Yeah. All right, Beer Wench, we were just saying your house is lovely.
He's a quick learner.
And anything you want, darling, we'll buy you. No worries.
Nice.
That's great, man. He's, yeah. Good stuff. But probably gonna jump off here in a few minutes, but I just wanted to bomb a little bit. I haven't talked with Ron in a while.
Hey,
Glad.
It's been a blast.
Yeah.
I think my voice is kind of starting to crack up too. So.
Oh no, you're not used to this. All this attention.
We should do this again though. Sometime soon.
Definitely.
Hey, both you guys are always welcome on here. Always welcome.
Lee is just really good at guilt tripping. So you came once, and now.
All right.
Yeah.
Going to Hotel California here.
How did you think we got G to be a permanent presenter?
Oh yeah. Yeah. What kind of what did you say to him?
They only let me out on a
You
Saturday.
really don't want to know.
Yeah. Well, Ryan, we need to do something with your LoudStakk stuff. You need to get a copy of Hertz Drums so you can port all your stuff over there. It's not on the mini remap.
Yeah, I would definitely. Hertz was one of the formats that I was thinking of doing it, but I currently don't have a copy of it. So just so that you can double check everything yourself.
Yeah, no, yeah, so I get it. Yeah, dude, they have it's 30. I didn't realize that many drum libraries existed. I mean, I thought I knew a lot, but it's absurd how many GGD libraries there are. I'm like, what the fuck? How many flavors of periphery do you want to fucking whatever? But I mean, it's like, that was crazy. Like, I understood EasyX and I expected to see that, but like, there's like 15 GGDs. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But
the only thing that matters to me is the Groove Player format, because none of the other formats will play correctly in their Groove Player. It has to be the Groove Player mapping, so it will actually play at a.
So does that mean it's universal to all their other libraries then?
I believe so. Yes.
Okay.
But it has to be that initial format, or else it will. If you use any of the other formats in MIDI remap, it will kind of sound like, like a circus monkeys.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even the same beat. It just sounds like
the kick drums on the fucking cymbal choke.
Yeah.
It
so-
was the MIDI mapping. Yeah. It's fucking
But
silly.
it's just interesting to see like how this is not the groove, but that's how it like gets played out. So
that's
hey,
fascinating. Yeah.
each to their own. I'm sure there's a reason behind it why the mapping is the way it is, and
No. No, I mean, just like I think at least the shells, we can all agree that the shells should be the same.
yeah,
Because that's usually the main constant. And then
Yep.
from there we can argue how we want to do this. All the hi-hats in this range, like the shells at least should be the same.
yeah.
It's so frustrating, that even the shells are not even the same, And you'll run into that with Hertz too, because they did left-right articulations for left and right hand. But also they have a left-right articulation that automatically, whatever, doesn't matter. Anyway, message me on Facebook, Ron. And next week when I'm there and things have calmed down a little bit, I could probably connect you guys and you guys can talk about that. However you want to do it. They're super open to collaboration, but they're always looking for collaboration, not just. I mean, if you say you're friends with Inferno and you did his drum library, and probably it might be a little bit easier for you to work together.
I brought him Zuber. Do you know the Zuber beer in Poland?
Yeah, of course. Zuber.
Yeah. You should have seen.
Wait! You gave it to Inferno?
Yeah, I brought some Zuber.
They sell that?
They actually do in Canada.
Holy, he had to be fucking shocked.
You should have seen the face of Malta, the FOH guy of Behemoth, when I like at the backstage in their dressing room, and I was like, "Look what I brought." It was like,
yeah. It's not. It's like the hams of Poland.
But it's like between Inferno and Haldor, it's like our inside joke where it's like everything's powered by Zuber.
And
it's fucking lethal beer. I drank like probably 4 of them that night.
Oh, you drank 2 liters. Well, were they the tall ones?
Yeah, they were the half-liter.
Yeah. So you drank 2 liters of 5% alcohol. So that's why
achievements.
Achievements. Yeah, so you got to get away from that Miller Lite 0.3%, whatever it is now these days.
To say the least, I still prefer the Miller Lite. It's my jam.
He's becoming American, boys. You got to do something about this.
Oh, dear.
Before we know it, he's gonna have a bald eagle tattooed on his left ass cheek.
Maybe I already have.
That's on his latest OnlyFans video.
Yeah. No, Ron, it's always good to talk and troll you a little bit, man. I'm really happy that you're still doing what you've been doing. I mean, goddamn, it's 10 years. It's legitimately 10 years soon. So awesome. And thanks again for some dumb reason messaging me and giving me Cult Drums 10 years ago. I had like 400 subs. But I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, no. I'm glad you reviewed it back then.
We should do Cult 3. Got to review that. So
absolutely.
Yeah. I just have to make it first.
That is a little bit of a fucking speed bump there, Ron. I mean,
yeah. It's I'm actually setting up the studio in one of our studio. Well, you guys know studio. But setting up a recording space in one of our spare bedrooms, so at least you have a little bit of a taller ceiling to work with, and put one of the room mics in the hallway. And I mean, you said it. It's called drums. It's not fucking pro studio drums.
Yes, it's Cult Drums. I mean, it's Cult Drums, man.
Yeah.
And then you should send it to send it to bar to get a demo track. Funny. I mean, if you know Hellhammer or these people try it, just why not? The worst they say is no.
Yeah, actually, met in Hellhammer's drum tech a year ago because Charles from Mayhem, he's a friend of mine. Actually, just saw Mayhem in Detroit a few weeks ago. But the first show in Detroit where I was there, and then we actually had a whole table full of PBR after show. And,
No.
Hellhammer's drum tech knew about us, so that was kind of cool.
Cool.
PBR. That's like, okay, is the PBR better or worse than Jupiter? Do you like it more or better or worse?
I would rather have PBR than Zuber. Unless I have no self-respect, then it would be Zuber.
Listen, I don't like. I've tried a lot of the Polish beer, but I don't drink it. I just drink the original Budweiser, the Czech one.
Yeah.
Oh,
the only Budweiser.
The Budweiser, yeah.
Yeah.
And I actually, this koozie is from the band I just mixed, Morbid Saint. You might know them, Ron. They're a thrash metal band from Wisconsin.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
Old school. They're from late 80s, early 90s.
Oh, okay.
The glory years.
But listen, this is something that the Europeans have no fucking idea what this is. So let me explain.
Oh, I know what it is.
All right, give it your best guess. What's it called?
It's a cozy.
Motherfucker got it. All right. Ron,
I know how I know
what
that
is.
because I have one.
What they don't. Ludmila, все хорошо?
Да.
Окей, ну. Все спросили, потому что это было очень громко.
Что именно?
Ты кричала.
Потому что там дырка
Где дырка?
в этой штуке.
Ну ладно. Посмотрим позже, окей? Anyway, sorry. Koozie.
Yeah. Cozy, yeah. The only reason I know that is because an Australian band called Circles sent me one along with one of their albums.
Right. So the issue here is this is pretty much like Ron knows what I'm talking about. This is the little baby drink in America.
Yeah. 12 ounces.
This is what the size of a beer is in America. As you can see, it's for children. Okay.
Yep.
And this is a beer in Europe. So.
Yeah, the metric system colliding.
Yeah. So I mean, I like Morbid Saint a lot. Really cool dudes. So I use the koozie, even though it's like not working at all.
Yeah, at least it stops the drips and the condensation.
And it does keep it cold once we get down to here.
Hey, buddy.
Or if you just drink your beer fast enough, you don't even need a koozie.
Look at this fucking Ron guy just breaking out the knowledge nuggets over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. But are you do you get into the IPAs and all this weird stuff, Ron, or you just
a year ago
normal American?
No, I'm the Bon Jovi American. I'm sorry.
Miller Lite.
Miller Lite, Bush, Keystone.
Bush. Oh, dude, he is American as fuck, guys. He is done. He is back to thing.
I like when I did used to drink, it had to be San Miguel because it was the big 40 style bottles, so there was more of it and it tasted amazing. It was proper bitter beer.
Ron is so fucking American. He probably gets the feeling and he feels weird.
I mean, I understand the IPA thing. Some of them are nice. I will give them that. There was one I had called Stormtrooper for obvious reasons, right? Big Star Wars fan, so I had to get it to try it because it was Star Wars beer. So I got it, and it was like slightly mango.
What the fuck?
Actually had little bits of the flesh of a mango floating in it, and it was really nice. But
Nah.
then you realise you're drinking fruity beer, and you're a Scotsman, you start questioning your
You
life
should feel
decisions.
terrible about yourself.
Oh, I did.
You should
Stop
have.
drinking.
Oh, you should.
Stop drinking.
Yeah. You
Because I forgot how to do it properly.
That's right. See what happens? See what happens? That's how they trick you. That's how they trick you.
Yeah.
You got to be like Ron. Be like Ron. Bon Jovi, Miller, Keystone, Bush. Okay. Did you? No, wait a minute. Is it the Miller Lite or is it the Golden Miller Lite? I forget. There's two of them.
High Life?
Yeah. Did you do High Life or did you do Miller Lite?
I'm not a big fan of the Miller GD or the High Life. I only really like the light.
Genuine. So he likes the window. And they went back to the old school design, which I think was a good call. The white. It's got the old Miller Lite, old school white can.
Yeah, the blue on white. Yeah.
Because it was stupid, you hit year 2000, Pepsi's got to change to this gay blue can. Miller's got to change to a gay blue can. Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, IPAs are stupid. Just get a Newcastle if you're in England. And
A Nuki.
That's one of my favorite British beers.
Yep.
Yeah, but they've changed the recipe in Nuki Brown, and it's not as good as what it used to be.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's I thought I was going crazy because I had a cola today, and I'm like, this tastes not like I remember it.
Yeah, they changed
so
the
maybe you're right.
Remastered.
Remastered, less dynamics. Well, what's like the best?
This is what you want. Some King Goblin, 5%.
That's 6.6.
It says 6.6 there.
Damn.
It's only 6 point. Yeah.
Yeah. How many beers have you had there, Lee?
It's the Spinal Tap of beers.
Oh no, it's the Ruby that's 5%.
This is 6.6.
I've had that one. That one's good. The rubies are really nice.
Ruby's nice.
Yeah, I like that one a lot. There's another one that they do. It's a Scarlet. No. It's a Hobgoblin. There's a golden one that they do.
Yeah.
That one's too sweet for me. I tried that one. That was like drinking sugar for me.
That one is a little bit sweet. Out the two, although the Hobgoblin, the King Goblin, and the Ruby Goblin are the best.
I was getting pretty close to not understanding him, but I figured it out at the end.
I like that. Lee will open a portal after a 6-pack.
No, I mean, it's like the last stream I watched a little bit near the end there. I was like, I don't know how I understood him at all, but I'm getting there. I'm working on it.
I blame the 10% part of that on that last stream.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
that was-
Well, I mean, that's what happens. There you go.
Yeah.
I'm pretty easygoing guy. I don't even know what this is. Is this a Pilsner? I have no fuck. It's a lager. Okay, yeah. So I like Pils or a Helles, German beer.
Yeah.
Or this. Pretty boring guy. I don't need fucking fruit pieces in my beer. So.
No, fruity beer. No.
Might as well just get on your knees and start right away.
You're basically just saying that beer just tastes like shit.
No, I'm not.
So let's jazz it up. No, and I'm saying the IPA guys are basically saying traditional beer tastes like shit. So we're going to throw everything, even fruit, at it to try and improve the taste. When we've been happy with the taste of it for fucking hundreds of years, as it was.
Absolutely.
Ron, do you have New Glarus there?
The what? Sorry?
New Glarus. It's a Wisconsin beer. I don't know.
I don't think I've seen that.
Yeah, I don't know if it gets actually sent out of America. Jesus fuck, out of Wisconsin. But New Glarus is like this super proud IPA shit. But I like that. Look, Karen. Yeah, IPA should come with knee pads. Put that up there. Put that up there. Right here. Right here. I want to see it. There it is. Yep. IPA should come with knee pads.
Nice.
I'm actually going to my fantasy football league Christmas party in Chicago in December, so I might try to see if and Gladys. what was the name?
New. I'll message it to you right now.
Yeah.
Ron D. Rock. Ron D. Rock. Only Ron can get away with pretending his last name is actually Rock.
Bon Jovi, man.
Ron D. Rock. All right, hold on. I'm gonna send you a link to this.
It's actually short of Rockefeller.
Excuse me. Your name is Ron Rockefeller?
I wish.
Yeah, right. Like Ron, I think maybe Ron is your actual name, but I don't know what your Finnish name is.
Yeah, I don't think
Ron.
if my last name was Rockefeller, my first name would be Ron.
Yeah,
It could be called Roger Ramjet.
Yeah, the Trailer Park version, Rockefeller.
Yeah.
The Trailer Park Rockefeller.
Trailer Park Rockefeller.
I mean, rum is cool. Gin, I'll pass.
Yeah.
Stacy, my wife, likes gin a lot. Like every time she makes it for me, I'm like, I'll try it. I'm gonna try this. It's gonna be good. And I try it. I'm like, oh, this is real.
I don't like the stuff at all.
It's sweet for like a split second, and then you get like someone rub the most bitter plastic penis on your tongue. Pretty much how it goes.
Complete with Fremunda cheese.
There it is. That's pretty good, yeah. Otherwise, yeah, whiskey is good. Whiskey.
Oh, I could go on about it for ages. Single malts all the way. Oh.
Yeah. You know what I want to do? I want to visit Northern Ireland or Scotland.
Scotland.
Yeah. I want to buy like a. This is when I have money, mind you, which will be never. But I mean, when I want to get like a really good, proper single malt, walk into a public square and mix it with a cola.
Oh, you heathen!
All I'm going to say to that, right, is if you do that and I'm about, run. Because I will
you will get lynched if you do that, especially in
listen, I know you don't mix it with a cola. I'm just doing it to be an asshole.
If you're going to mix it with anything, it's a drip or two of water. That's it.
Yeah, or a small ice cube. I get it. I love it. I'm all about it. Like,
I know you're just taking the piss, but you would get lynched. You would get lynched.
Yeah.
Or
at least you would get sat down and a good talking to, you know.
If you're going to do that, tell me, and then I could come up and film it.
What is the proper way to say Glenfiddich?
Glenfiddich.
Glenfiddich. It's a k. Okay.
It's
right. It's a phlegm. Glenfiddich.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Glen.
So it's a Glen.
Almost like French. You know, like our R's and our CHs are very much like some of the French pronunciations.
Okay. But you still say Glen and then
Glenfiddich.
Nice. I like the number 12 a lot.
Glenfiddich's a starter. It's a starter single malt. Really.
It is nice. I mean, we were just talking about this earlier on. Funnily enough, good Glenfiddich is their sherry cask. If you get the sherry cask reserve.
They did double X one as well, didn't they?
Oh God, that was probably after I stopped whiskey.
Yeah, well, I had a bottle of that. It was quite
my stomach can't handle it anymore. Thanks, body.
It's no, the 12-year-old Glenfiddich. It's a stable. Like everywhere you go, you know it's going to be all right.
Oh yeah.
I've tried the 15-year-old one, I think, and I hated it. I don't know why. It just didn't like that one.
We were saying about this before the show.
We were
talking about it, and I don't know why. But there's something to do. I wrecked it.
Oh, Glenfiddich, did they not they use a similar process to Jameson's. It's triple distilled, as far as I remember.
But Jameson's, if you get normal Jameson's, I can drink that, not a problem.
It's so smooth. So smooth.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
It's one of those that you get
Really
drunk from
tasty.
your feet up.
You're like, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Yeah.
And then you try and get up. You try and get up, and you just don't.
Can someone get an ambulance to take me home, please?
Yeah. Matt's falling down.
Again.
Another good
Inferno,
one to try
actually.
is Aberlour.
Recommended me a really good Scotch. I believe it's a single malt called Lafroig.
Lafroig is.
I never heard of that. Let me
I
Google.
don't know why, right? But there's two of the different types of the whiskies. Like you get the more peaty, which is Islay malts.
Yeah,
So they're
Palliser.
more peaty, and then you've got the other one, which I can never remember, that I preferred, which is not peaty at all, and it's more caramel notes that you get.
Oh.
That's the ones that I like, but Lafroig is really peaty, and it actually.
Oh, you're saying
like,
peaty? Okay.
Peat bogs. Yep.
Yeah.
But it literally Lafroig. I get gifted a bottle from one of my best friends when I first moved here, and I swear I was drinking chemicals.
It is.
Nothing else, just pure chemicals mixed in a
You
bottle.
see, I like it. I like the Freud. But I like Talisker as well.
Talisker's nice. Talisker is nice.
But the Freud is. It's a bit of a strange one.
It is. It's really.
You'll either love it.
It's a taste that I can't describe. That's the weird thing, because
I'll
nothing
try one of
else in
these.
this fucking earth tastes like it. It just tastes like you've just thrown in a bunch of different brands of paint stripper.
It's interesting if because I'm googling really quickly here. It's the Lafroig 10-year-old, bold, peaty flavor, notes of seaweed and iodine.
Yeah, there
Wow.
you go. Yeah.
Great
Chemicals.
introduction. Great introduction into
Don't believe
the
it.
world of
Don't believe
smoky,
it.
peaty whiskeys.
Nope. Go for the more caramel ones.
Also great with
So-
diet.
That's why I was saying. Yeah, I would. If I was going to mix a single malt ever, it would be a Lafroig, just to
So
take that
Inferno's
ass flavour
Polish.
away.
Inferno's Polish, so he might be giving that recommendation based on the fact that it fucks you up.
Basically, yeah.
Right.
But one of the best whiskies, one of the best single malts that I ever had was an Aberlour 10-year-old.
What's the
Aber.
caramel one you were talking about?
Aberlour. I can't remember like the area, because like the peaty ones
Abro.
tend to be peat whiskies tend to come from Islay, and then you've got another area. But
Everlower. Okay. The
Aberlour,
Scottish
yep.
whiskey, or is it?
10-year-old. Don't go for 12 or 15. The 10-year-old is one of the smoothest single malts I've ever had.
Oh yeah, this first thing you showed me is 12-year-old. It's not
10.
that expensive. It's not even that
Nope.
expensive out
Nope.
here.
Hence why it was also one of my favourites, because it was
Nice.
one of the cheaper ones, but for being one of the cheaper ones, it was one of the best.
Hold on, Aberlour.
I tell you what is a nice single malt, but it's not cheap. Is Macallan.
Oh,
But yeah.
Macallan, a bottle. I got bought a bottle. It's £160
Yeah.
a bottle.
probably cost about 80, 60, 80 quid up here in Scotland. Well, I'm saying up here, I'm in fucking Northern Ireland now, but it would have cost about 60 or 80 quid in Scotland.
You've moved.
I know. It only happened in 2010, you know.
What the fuck? There's a lot of these here.
Yeah. Just go for the bog standard brown bottle of Aberlour.
I'm looking.
10-year-old.
They got White Oak, 12-year-old, 100 proof, triple cask, 16-year-old, special reserve.
Yep.
I mean,
What's
there
the
are-
special
I'll
reserve?
send you a link to it, and you
Please
probably
do,
get it on Amazon.
Because
But
that's
it is
18-year-old, 17-year-old,
gorgeous.
14-year-old. What the
Yeah.
fuck?
You don't even need to go with the more mature ones, because it's smooth enough at 10-year-old. Auchentoshan distilleries are really good as well.
All right.
Um,
There's actually there's a house of whiskey. It's called Dom Whiskey in Polish. House of Whiskey. So
yeah, I'll send you some links to some of the better.
So I do
single
like
malts.
caramel. I don't like the whiskeys that are like I have a fucking cigarette butt in my mouth.
That's the peat buns.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
Those ones
So
are no good.
don't go near a Lafroig ever, because it is just ass. I don't care what anybody says.
Well, Inferno said.
It was definitely my first introduction into smoky whiskeys, and I had to buy a bottle.
Yeah.
Did you like it? Did you like it?
Do you know, I could see maybe you could start warming to it after a couple, but it's just that I just don't like that first sip of a Lafroig. It's hard to describe the taste. It really is just like chemical.
Iodine.
Artificial.
It literally says iodine in it.
Yeah.
So am I understanding correctly that some guy was like, you know what this is missing?
Yeah.
Iodine.
Yeah.
Let me just put iodine in here.
Some
so you
more
could clean
vitamin
wounds.
R.
You could clean wounds with it. It's double purpose. You get stabbed in Glasgow, you're going to get a Lafroig and you're going to drink it, and then you're going to clean your wounds with it.
Nice. Nice.
Well, if you're out in Glasgow for the night, you probably need it then.
Exactly.
Have you tried Oban single malt?
Oh, Oban's nice.
Hold on, say that again. I'm trying
Oban.
to.
O-B-A-N.
O-B-A-N.
Yeah, it's
nice.
It's a small fishing village on the west coast.
This fucking store has it. Jesus. So there's 11-year, 14-year reserve.
To be honest with you, if I go for the 11, I would.
All right.
Because some of the older ones do tend to get a little bit harsh. I think some of
Gotcha.
They get a little bit spicy.
This is interesting packaging, because by this packaging, I would never guess that's a single malt. It's really colorful packaging. So, like, not what I would expect to see out of Scotland. Scotland has a more like regal, often type
really
of
traditional
packaging.
looking packaging. Yeah,
this one's got not that.
Penderyn is nice. I've tried Penderyn.
Penderyn's lovely.
Never tried it.
It is smooth.
All right. So we started talking about music. Now we're talking about how to get fucked up. Awesome.
Yeah.
I've got one.
These streams go off on various tangents.
I've got one for you, G.
What?
Pachin.
Never tried it.
You never tried any?
No. Had plenty of opportunity, but just knowing what it is, I'm just like, no thanks.
Well,
it's basically Irish moonshine.
I've got somebody in the family who might brew it.
Oh yeah, nice eye roll there, Matt. That didn't give it away at all.
Oh no, believe me, it's that smooth. It doesn't burn. You just get very drunk very quickly.
Like 99% proof.
That could make for an interesting stream.
Yeah,
it is illegal.
You three are close to each other. Make it happen.
It is illegal for a reason.
We couldn't get the barbecue lit, so we used some of it to light the barbecue with.
Yeah, exactly.
I swear to God, it was like a napalm cloud.
Is that shit legal? Or I mean, can you?
Yeah.
So
no, it is legal. It's legal in
Not here. It isn't.
You'll be boring.
Wait, you hold on. So Lee and Matt, you guys are in the same fucking country, right?
Lee and I are in England. G is Scottish, but is in Ireland.
Yeah.
Switch sides. Way to go, buddy.
Yeah,
it's more peaceful here.
Very true.
It's a bad time when you say that Northern Ireland's more peaceful than where you come from.
Yeah.
It is so now, isn't it?
It is.
It's nice.
Things have just calmed down a hell of a lot.
Yeah. It's man, I'm like, fuck. I really one of the things, like, because Germany was amazing, because you can get really good beer for like 80 cents. It's just fucking amazing. And schnitzel, and I was like, oh, this is fantastic.
Scotland's like that for the whiskey, though. I mean, like, as soon as you go outside of Scotland, you're paying almost double for a single malt.
Okay.
So the Aberlour, if you were to get that outside of Scotland, you're probably paying at least £70.
Gotta be.
Yeah.
£60-70 at least. I'm not even taking into account the cost of living increase, inflation. Like, but
I would have said
that's another good reason why we need a trip up to Edinburgh.
I could get that for £19 in my local Asda.
Shit.
Almost a litre of it for £19.
But
in Scotland, I mean.
Yeah, mate, I could get you a bottle of Pachin for very cheap.
Oh dear, you probably could, but I wouldn't take it.
I mean, you'll probably be blind by the end of the week.
Yeah, exactly. No thanks. Oh, I've had wild boar before as well. Block is my mouth's watering now. Thanks, Block.
You're welcome.
We do that every year up in Belfast. They do the Christmas markets, and that's one of the things that you can get is like the big hoagies sandwiches just filled with wild boar meat, covered in meat gravy.
It's like when we go to the farmers' markets.
Turning into Homer Simpson.
Burgers, wild boar, buffalo.
Yep.
What I miss?
We just got into the topic of wild boar meat now.
What's taking over the world?
I'm gone for 30 seconds, and we are not talking. I'm gone for 30 seconds, and we're not talking about whiskey anymore.
Yeah.
No, we can go back to it though. I'll quite happily talk whiskey.
I don't want talking about.
I was just saying that Aberlour I'm talking about, Scott. If you were to go outside of Scotland, you're paying at least double for it.
Oh, yeah, okay.
At least £60 to £70 for a bottle of this stuff. I could go into my local supermarket when I lived in Scotland and buy it for £19. So like this one was almost like 4 times as less.
You could get Aberlour through Tesco's at the minute.
Yep.
And it's coming up to the Christmas special deals.
Oh.
What does that mean?
It means everything's cheaper. Let's get fucked up.
78 quid.
What?
78 quid.
Holy shit.
Takes the piss, doesn't it?
Change your location. Change your location now to anywhere in Glasgow, and I bet that price is going to be less. Although
you know
cost
what
of
we need
living
to do, G, is when you come over in May for Expo, we need a road trip up to Scotland.
Oh, dude, I've
you
been
always
saying
know
it
when the last
years
week is
now.
on holiday because your suitcase rattles with bottles.
That reminds me of a funny story when I was flying home from Russia one time. You can tell all the people that went to the duty-free stores as they get the shit off the overhead bag. Just click, 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 click.
Block, there's a good amount of areas down towards like the Docklands where you can do it safely. But I wouldn't venture into outside of the city centre of Belfast, to be honest. Because
sounds like Detroit.
If you're still going to get any remnants of the Troubles Day, it's going to be in Belfast.
It's going to be off the Falls Road somewhere.
Yep. So just don't go.
Mate, believe me, Falls Road and round there makes Detroit look like fuck all.
As far as I know, the walls are still up.
Yep.
The what are?
They actually had walls, like in Israel and Palestine, you had the walls dividing the different tribes. They actually had this in Belfast. There was streets that were walled off because this area is Protestant, this area is Catholic, and you're not if you set foot over the border of either, you're fucked.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Same in
the-
Glasgow, though.
But yeah. Sounds
the-
like my hometown. But,
The whole
I guess.
racial.
Well, it's
wrong.
religion over there. Detroit's
Yep.
all about red and black or red and blue, isn't it? Ron would know.
Just
Oh yeah.
you take religion out of there. You just don't even bring religion into the whole topic because it was just an excuse to be tribal. That's all it was.
Yeah. To be honest, I don't think Detroit has the worst. Like I could say Chicago is way worse.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
The what? Sorry.
100%. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, like Detroit downtown, it's actually one of the safest downtowns in all of America as far as I'm concerned. There's no, like, downtown Phoenix was just rough. Downtown Buffalo, I guess, or something. Downtown Detroit, incredibly safe. And they've done a pretty good job. But it's once you start going towards the 8 Mile, that's like north. That's where you can find the trouble in Detroit if you were if you're I'm sorry, looking for trouble, then that's where you would find it.
Yeah. Man, and nothing could be worse than walking down Sunset Boulevard. What a letdown that was. I don't know. Have you been there, Ron?
I haven't been to California yet, no.
You're not missing anything. Just scratch that off your fucking list of to-do things. It's not. Man, just think of a place in Detroit where everything is tagged. Everything.
Yeah.
Including the McDonald's windows.
God.
Tag means graffiti, by the way.
Yeah.
Guys.
Yeah.
It's
I had a couple of mates who were graffiti artists in Glasgow, so
tagged. Yeah, just tagged up to sidewalks. Tagged, road is tagged. Fucking phone poles are tagged. McDonald's tagged. Everything's tagged. Tag.
Yeah.
And I'm walking down, and I'm like, "What's so great about this place?" wasn't a fan.
I was actually supposed to go there on a vacation, not to LA, but to Ventura, which is a little bit further north from LA. But then, another stream of the COVID restrictions happened, so that trip was canceled.
Nice. So the comment from Deaf World Studios about your OSDMing Finfantry. Is that Northern Artillery drums?
Finfantry is these days, it was upgrade or renamed to Riot 2.
Okay.
That was when we were going through initially we thought like Cult Drums 2 was going to be the core kind of that you'd add parts into it and stuff.
Right.
But then we figured that that's not going to work. And then we came up with the Ugritone drums format, which is essentially the same thing, just a different name. And then we renamed the Finfantry as Riot 2.
There you go. Oh yeah. Thanks. Cheers, Def. Yep. Yeah, Carl's a good dude.
I'm playing Drop G.
Drop G is Drop G stands for gay. I don't just putting that out there. just putting that out there.
It's just I don't know. I like it. It's because if it's 6-string, I always play in like C. I always drop the E string to C anyway. So I just thought, right, fuck it, I'm just going to tune the B string down to a G instead. So I can still get that bar.
Yeah. Drop A.
You liked it. Don't give me it. You liked the mix that I sent you, even though I didn't make it.
I did. It was great. It was good. I did like it. It's not drop ass. It's drop awesome, Def. Come on. Come on. Yeah, no, it's funny. I got recognized at the Niles show.
Cool.
Because people watched the interview that I did with Carl. That's it. That was the weirdest thing in my life. I'm sitting at a show in Białystok, Poland, just chilling, and they're like, "Hey," I'm like, "Yeah." Like, you're Scout Control Studios, and I go, "How the fuck do you know that?" Forgetting for an entire moment that I have a YouTube channel and like I make videos and I did a big giant interview with Carl.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
But
Yes, Scott was thinking it was debt collectors come to finally put it down.
Actually, a similar thing happened to me in about a year ago in Montreal when I went to see Carpathian Forest. It was kind of like a black death metal festival, like a 2-day thing. I actually think Inferno's other band played there, but he wasn't playing there. Azeroth was playing on Friday, but I was there Saturday, and then just like outside smoking, I ended up talking to this guy about this and that, and then it's like, so what do you do? It's like, I made cult drums, and then I was like, what? You're the guy who made cult drums? Holy shit! I'm like,
that must be awesome, man.
Yeah, that's me.
So yeah, sort of a similar, completely out of the blue.
Yeah, because you're just sitting there like, how the hell do you know that?
Yeah.
Like how do you? It's like, of course, I have hundreds of people in my Discord and thousands of people that bought my training and stuff, right? But I never just think of just go out, walk outside one day, and some guy's gonna be like, oh. You know.
Yeah.
It has happened to me once or twice at guitar shows. People have come up and I see your videos, yeah, fucking love them.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, cool. When that happens, it's awesome.
Yeah. And that's
it's
to be honest,
the
like, best thing to be recognized or to be recognized or something, because I was just watching the Beckham thing on Netflix, and those dudes don't have a day of privacy in their lives, and that's like you can give me enough money to trade that away, you know.
Yeah.
That's very true. You know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there are things that I do to maintain privacy. It's just although I'm a public person, I just don't talk about my life. Step one. You know, I mean, like I made the video with Stacy and it did really well because no one's ever seen her before, or it was a long time ago since the last time we did a video together. She's on the thumbnail, and then we're talking about my life, our life together, what we're gonna do, and it's just like people enjoyed it, I guess. But that's I just don't. You know, I've even asked her a couple times, be like, yeah, try to take pictures with our apartment visible, please. You know, or when I get new gear, I don't do unboxing videos. I don't do Instagram posts about it. I don't know. Maybe I'm like paranoid. I don't want some asshole to try to find who I am.
I don't think you are, right, because you're going to get somebody who's going to be. You'll get the people who love it, and then you'll get the people who will be jealous and the haters. And you're always going to get those.
Yeah, it's like when I do the guitar show vlogs. If we do a bit of the road trip, I don't film it from the house. It's always we're part of the way there. So
there's always going to be somebody who's going to have to be that way inclined. Who's going to want to come and steal something or
and if people would know like how easy it is to find out where somebody lives just based on the surround, if you know the town or a city or roughly the neighborhood, it like my friend he's always like his favorite hobby is Google Maps and the street view.
These people freak me out.
Yeah, like I found out where this guy lives and stuff. So it's kind of like, how did you? Like it works when nobody wants anything from you, or if they just want good things for you. But if you, I don't know, people are crazy.
What is that? It's a game that people do, like the geolocation guessing.
Yeah, GeoGuessr. Yeah.
Jesus
Fucking
Christ.
thingy. There's another one, Randonautica, sorry.
Yeah, that stuff freaks me out. It's like,
Yeah.
wow, man, you have a lot of time on your hands to where.
Yeah.
This
It's
is
actually
something-
pretty nice game. I played it a few times.
I'm fine with that, but I mean, if someone who's intelligent enough to use it in a manner that it's not supposed to be.
Well, funny you say that, because there was a Randonautica. There was a group of YouTubers that done a show together, and they played Randonautica. It took them to a kind of coastal town. It pinpointed an exact location, and they found, I think it was a suitcase.
Oh, yeah.
And they opened the suitcase, and there was a fucking body inside.
Yeah.
Nice.
And this was part of this fucking game, so it's weird.
Well, there was that
to me.
case a while
Freaks me
ago.
out.
Do you remember the one on Xbox Live where they were playing? I can't remember one of the war games, but I can't. You can tell how much I play Xbox. And it was two 14-year-olds playing it, and one of them decided to actually go over and kill the other kid.
Holy shit!
Over a game.
Yeah, because he got dunked in the game.
Yeah. It's a game.
I
mean,
know,
I troll
I know.
people on
Some
here
people
and
take
like
them
have
way
them
too
out,
serious.
Jesus Christ!
They forget that it's supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
No, it's just
people.
That just say that okay. So people are soft now, I think, is what the answer is.
Yeah.
And they can't admit when they got beat. I mean, part of playing Call of Duty is getting mad and fuck your mom, and then
throw your controller all over.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I play Quake. I mean, fuck. I mean, I try to stay calm because if you get mad, you can't think, you can't play the game, you can't whatever.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'll just let out a string of obscenities that I can't repeat. Right. But I mean, I've never thought like, oh, I'm gonna find this guy so I can.
Yeah.
Even if it was in real life, if we were playing basketball and the dude's dunking me, I would do anything I could to troll him and piss him off.
Miss basketball.
An elbow.
Yeah.
Miss basketball. That's how I done my back in, was doing a fadeaway jump shot.
That's wrong. It was your OF doggy style shoot. Come on.
Well, that's for another stream, but
Come on, man.
No, it was fadeaway jump shot. I was facing the opposite end, jumped, turned the top half, bottom half, decided I'm not going to turn. And when I landed, the muscles just went.
So you did a yoga pose. Nice.
Pretty much. Landed in yoga when my body was not prepared for it.
Matt, what are you drinking?
Me, that's just fruit juice, mate.
Same as me.
Yeah,
fruit juice.
I'm not allowed to drink alcohol because of medication. I have to take some very strong medication for schizophrenia, so I can't drink with that.
Are you sure it's just that the voices telling you that you can't drink?
Similar reasons for me.
Could be. But I will argue that out with myself later.
All right, fair enough. It's a good guy right here. This is what you can't do with kids this day either. You can't make fun of them for what they.
So that's one thing. That's one thing.
I always tell people. I say,
Scottish
listen,
people are good at that.
If you got a good cleft palate joke or a hair lip joke, I want to hear it.
Yeah.
Just be original because I've heard them all.
Self-deprecation. It's fun. Honestly.
I love it. I get. I put a bit. It's just years ago, but I remember it because it was funny. Like Breaking Bad was still a little bit relevant. I don't remember the son's name who's got the problems on the show where he's handicapped. He speaks. He speaks poorly or whatever. So whatever that guy's name is,
RJ Mitty.
whatever that guy. Yeah. So people was just
That's
like,
the
oh
one.
wow, the Breaking Bad's son has a YouTube channel because of the way that I talk, and I was like, that's pretty good. That was a good one.
Yeah.
That was all right.
Plus, if you're self-deprecating, you rob the person of that opportunity.
Oh,
Absolutely.
mate, you destroyed them in seconds.
I want to hear something. Just say something funny. Give me a funny. Tell me something I haven't heard already.
Yeah.
Yep. Been there, done that.
Like, oh, dude, you don't have your front teeth. Dude, you have got to be the most observant person I've ever met in my life. Tell me something else. Tell me something else. What happened to your teeth? Well, I was going down on your mom, and her clitoris was a little harder than I thought.
Shit was like a walnut.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, like,
A dry roast walnut.
I'm fine with it. Just get over it. Just, yeah, man. Stop being soft. The Australians would say, stop being soft cunts. That's what the Aussies would say.
Oh, the Aussies are just in a world of their own. Love them.
What's a soft cunt? Well, they're a prisoner colony. I mean, come on. You fucking sent them down there. It's all your fault, all three of you.
Fucking damn right.
Hey, I'm sure they thank us for it now.
Yeah, mate, I don't know.
We just sent them to a nice sunny climate.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, wait a minute. Hold on. You gotta remember.
Let's not forget it was rich with gold as well.
I mean, it could be argued we did the same with America as well. We sent a lot of them over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you were like, oh, damn it, we fucked up. And we're like, nah. And then
Yeah. Australia's doing the same thing now. They're in the process of leaving the Commonwealth, I believe. Or they want to.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
It basically means they won't be under the crown anymore.
So they're their own
Like
country.
they won't be a UK colony anymore.
Yeah, but what's the point? Why were they still anyway?
Fucking knows. Just so that the fucking sausage guzzlers could get their cut. That's all it was.
Yeah.
Apologies, but I didn't mean that as a slur to any Germans, but I just don't like the Royals. And that is one of the best slurs for the Royals.
All right, Ron, give us the Finnish example of what we're talking about here.
I'm sure they're lovely people.
Who do the Finnish guys hate more than Russians?
Finns, I think they might be kind of jealous of the Swedish.
Jelly? Why?
I think because Sweden has always had it better in pretty much anything and everything. So, like,
except for Sir Strumming. Yeah, thanks, Sweden.
I don't think.
Please keep it.
Yeah, like Russia's a big no-no from what I've heard right now, and certainly this summer when I was visiting, Russia's not a very viewed as, which kind of sucks for me because I've been to Russia 2 or 3 times on a tour, and it's like the Russian people when they like you, they really fucking love you, and
they're fucking awesome.
Yeah,
they live there.
to me, it's just wrong that you kind of have to be, because of what the government is doing, that you kind of have to continue the hate towards the normal Russian person. I don't condone that by any means, you know.
Yeah, you don't. I mean, I've had people message me wanting to buy my stuff, and I'm just like, here you go. You know, because it's like, why the Noah person gets, like, look at the Americans. They get screwed over too by the thing that the government does.
Yeah.
Like, are you trying to tell me that the 20 years of wasting people's time in Middle East that made America look cool? Come on.
Yeah.
Same over there.
Same thing.
You know, like you know, I mean, like it's just people forget so quickly. Like I said about the waves thing.
Yeah.
3 weeks later, whoop, it's out of our mind now. It's not, you know, and like this is not a political statement of any sort. But what I'm saying is now Ukraine is not a thing anymore. It's Palestine or whatever. You know, it's just been replaced. We've just moved on to the
thing.
and now for the next story. You know, I mean, it's yeah, no, and I'm
So true.
very like I lived there for
Hey, Bill.
many years. So.
See you later, Bill.
Cheers, Bill. It was awesome.
See you later, buddy.
Learn the language. Really cool people. I mean, obviously you meet weirdos, but welcome to Earth. So, I mean, what Finland, like, we were looking to maybe even go there, like, when we had to leave Ukraine. Like, we kind of looked around, like, because we weren't going to accept any assistance, and we never have, by the way.
Yeah.
Except for the donations that you guys did for us. We never got any government assistance.
Yeah.
But it was just the fucking language, dude. There's no fucking way.
Yeah.
There's no way, man. I mean, like, I'm already starting to understand Polish pretty, like, I'm getting it quick because I know Russian. There's no basis. There's no base where you can learn Finland or Finnish. You just literally come in brand new. Like,
Yeah.
because Polish has a lot of words that are the same in Russian, so you can very quickly make connections like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Finland is just like, and then you, what? It's all fucking consonant. What is it? What? You know, so it's awesome, of course. You know, like they have some really cool policies up there of how they consider life should be like.
Yeah.
We thought about it, but ultimately we're like, language.
Yeah.
Language is a thing.
Finland's it's a really great country for if your work-life balance, if you want like hobbies in your life and focus more into family. But for an entrepreneur, at least for me, it's when I read through some of the things and the bureaucracy and the red tape, and I'm just like, no,
yeah, I'll pass.
No.
That's Eastern Europe in a nutshell, dude. I mean, I consider Finland Eastern Europe because it's fucking more Eastern than whatever.
Eastern Europe, it's more like the U.S. where it's like you just pay something in taxes, you know.
Yeah, like Poland. I mean, like we're gonna. By the way, I got confirmed living permission in Poland today.
Awesome.
So got the email from the lawyer today.
Cool.
So next step is open up a business of some sort to be here on a more permanent basis. But this is where being an American sucks ass. Because in Poland, they remove a lot of the options for you. And because you're American, you must do the option which makes them the most amount of money, which fucks me the most.
Yeah.
So, like in Poland, there, like if you're citizens of various countries, you can just do like a sole proprietor business.
Yeah.
Like a one-person business, right? I'm American. I can't do that. I have to do an LLC. So I have to open an LLC company, which means that the company would get the profit. I would have to employ myself, which means I can pay myself a salary. So taxes.
Yep.
So, she's gonna do a sole propriety, and then we're gonna work it through that way. So
yeah,
I make no money, guys. Trouble Studios is Stacy. Sorry,
you're Stacy's bitch.
Email her if you have any questions, because I don't do anything around here. Do nothing. She's the sugar mama. I just sit here like this playing Call of Duty all day.
You can actually make a lot of money playing Call of Duty all day.
Yeah.
If I was good at it, I hate that game. It's so random.
I don't think anyone
Call of
actually
Duty,
likes the game.
I've played it for years.
See, this is where all of us. This is where we're boomers now. We're all boomers now because we remember a time where the game had to be good. You had to release the game in a playable state.
Yep.
Like, this isn't a thing anymore. Games are a service, so they roll out a shitty beta on day one. You get a 40 gigabyte day 2 patch to fix all the problems. And then you pay for servers, and then they shut the servers down, and the game is dead. Can't play it again. So, but it's too random. They've compressed the skill gaps. Because if you remember playing Call of Duty like 15 years ago, you'd go into that one server and just get clapped, like, because there's that one guy in there just clapping everybody.
That's right.
And that doesn't happen anymore because they've compressed the skill gap.
Skill-based matchmaking.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's even worse than that. It's experience-based matchmaking. They want you to have a pleasurable experience. So they literally let you dunk for 2 or 3 maps. Then you will get dunked for a couple. It's how it works.
Yeah.
Like if you look at your map, it looks like this: mountains, up and down, up and down. It's not where you can actually get good at the game and get good, which is why I prefer to play Quake. You play Quake, you get fucked a lot in the beginning. But once you get the mechanics down, you understand how the game works, and you understand what you should be doing, you actually can improve. You can see your improvement. Call of Duty is just like you can play the game. I can play the game today. And the first or second game, I could be like the best player in the world because the game gave it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I got Timmy no thumbs with the fucking controller playing with his face or something. So yeah. Anyway, Quake, good game.
Team Arena.
Yep. Good shit.
Carmageddon.
Anyway, we're old.
Carmageddon.
I just got that.
You're the youngest one here, Ron.
Yeah. I still remember Carmageddon and Police Quest and all that good shit. Leisure Suit Larry.
Road Rash.
Now
Leisure
you're
Suit
talking.
Larry.
Yeah, it's like that's how I like to test people sometimes, like by saying like random things, and if anyone understands, can send me. And I understand that they play the game.
Right.
I can never complete the first Larry though, because when you're supposed to go to the liquor store, buy the wine, and then take the taxi back to the hotel, I didn't know how to hide the wine, so the taxi driver would end up drinking the wine and crashing the car and game over.
Wow. What a game. Yeah. Goodbye to those kind of games too. That's sexist, and you can't do that anymore.
And it's crazy, like how enjoyable those games still are, but they're just pixelated, like pieces of shit.
The experience is funny. It's like LOL. It's just LOL. It's a game.
Yeah. I still love playing the original Doom 1 and Doom 2 compared to newer Dooms.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Castle Wolfenstein.
Oh my god!
Awesome
Return to Castle Wolfenstein. That is a gem. I know you said
we were just talking about that the other night, actually.
It's crazy, man. It's funny, because you say 35. So you were born in 88.
That is correct. Yes.
Isn't that crazy? Something that fucked me up real bad a couple of years ago was I was talking to some kid, and I realized this asshole was born after I graduated high school. And I'm like, dude, I can't, like, just the moment in my mind where I was like,
now you know how us three feel.
Yeah.
Just the idea, like, you were born after the year 2000, you fucking what?
I know, it's crazy, man.
Because you run into kids. Because I don't wake up going, yeah, I'm 38 today. I run into kids who are 16, 17, and I'm like, oh, yeah, so you were born in 1987, 1988?
I'll see you later, bud.
Yeah.
See ya.
See you later.
And they're like, what? No, I was born in 2002. And you're like, of course. 2002.
Gen Xer
Yeah,
here.
it kind of explains that. I think it was Billie Eilish on like Jimmy Kimmel or something, and she didn't know who Van Halen was.
That's ridiculous.
But like in a sense, like when you look at the numbers, like yeah, it kind of does make sense. Like the same, like for me, did I know who Ella Fitzgerald or Billie Holiday was?
Yeah, I only knew that because my mom. But I mean, my mom listened to that shit, Muddy Waters and all stuff like this.
Same here. Same here. I was raised on a lot of blues and punk,
but I didn't
electronic.
like it, but I knew about it. You know.
Yeah.
My grandparents did classical. My dad did rock and metal. My mom did hippie and blues and shit like this.
Yeah.
So my
dad rock, blues, jazz.
2 out of 3 ain't bad. They're lead.
Exactly.
Big
Jazz
band jazz isn't
trash.
bad. Big band jazz isn't bad. But
That's
when you
fun
get
to
into
watch
that
and listen
free,
to.
yeah, when you start getting into that free form, fucking just one guy up front shit, just
That's
melts my
trash.
brain.
Well,
melts my brain.
My step grandfather tried to get me into that stuff, and he fucked up because he gave me Dave Brubeck "Time Out" to listen to first, which I think is a great song. It has a really good melody. I really liked it. I was like, oh, this is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I find out no other jazz is like that.
Yeah.
It's all weird.
Yep.
And I'm like, no, this is great. More of this.
There was a comedy show over here, a sketch show called The Fast Show. That actually done a whole. And do you remember it? They used to do the jazz club, and they would just rip shreds out of jazz musicians. And there was like some guy that was supposed to be this incredible jazz trumpet player, and he'd just go. And they would just occasionally cut back to the presenter going, nice.
You gotta link me that. I want to see that.
Oh well.
I mean, that's
hilarious.
Honestly, one of the best comedy series ever made. Just like the Channel 9 News, where they speak this made up.
Apologies. Problemos tecnológicos.
Motiv coronavirus. Stealing gizmo.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Casey Waddle. Yes.
No, it's good. It's like people can complain about metal too, like, oh, it's just noise. It's like I can understand it, but it's still not jazz.
In modern music, it's the closest thing to traditional classical music that you're ever going to get, though.
Yeah, I've tried a lot of different genres out. You know, like I like classical, obviously. I like movie soundtracks. I'm a big fan. Metal, even some fucking 70s disco is good. I don't like the song is good. The song is good. Jazz
bass playing was incredible back then.
Jazz, and I never ever.
No,
never. And dude, he tried, man. Like every couple of years, he'd try again. He's like, "Check this out, I made it." So I'm like, "I don't get it, man. I don't like it."
Yeah,
no, I'm not a fan.
I like patterns too much. Turn it off.
It's not that. It's just like it's one of those. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Situations.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this chord is a G7. Fuck your mom in the butthole sus. Great. Who cares?
With an added lube.
Yeah. Because
no lube. She can't enjoy it.
Yeah. This chord has 9 notes of the entire scale. Great. Sounds like crap. Now what? Well, that means you can use every single note of this chord in the scale in the song. I'm like, all right.
It's
You know?
it just sounds like too much on nonsense to me.
You know, or this the whole tone music. It's not music. It's great soundtrack backing stuff. I could see the application for
Mhm.
it, but I'm not gonna sit there and listen to that garbage. Are you kidding me?
And yet,
No.
that's the weird thing, because at the same time, a lot of that shit does actually have a lot of potential for musicians. Like, you know, showing you how to go from some random chord into another chord that you would never ever think of going into. You know, it'll show
Fair
you
enough.
how to do that, you know, but it just sounds like shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I watch. So there's this guy on YouTube. He's an oboe player. He does necrophagist covers on an oboe.
Wow.
It's amazing. Like, but then I'm like, this dude is fucking incredible. But then he's got another YouTube channel where he's like some Berkeley student of music, which you would expect. And he's performing like 30-minute recitals of him playing whole notes. And this is like this is some sort of artistic. There was this video that I saw of him just doing squeaks. Like, no, that's bad. You shouldn't squeak on an oboe. That's bad technique. And it's like it's a whole thing that was written for squeaks, and that'd be like me picking up a guitar and going plick clack plick clack plick plick clack clack, and people are like,
Yeah.
no.
Yoko
really
Ono,
watched the
man.
fast show. Yeah.
Oh, Yoko Ono, holy fucking balls. No, just because she, whatever, never mind. Anyway.
Thanks, John.
Yeah.
There's a lot to explain.
It's actually a really good remix of that Yoko Ono's, where she did that stand-up where she like, ah! And they put Integrity's vocal test under that screaming, and that was pretty funny.
No, dude, like the eyeballs of him bulging out when she does that. Like, I'm just saying, like, listen, if you like jazz, I'm fine with it. But like, I was just talking to Stacy actually last night. You know, like, I never went to music school because I didn't want to learn jazz. It's like you have to learn jazz guitar. Like, I'm not interested.
Yep.
I don't care.
It's true.
Jazz.
Yep.
It's like it's not fascinating to me. Like, oh, it's the highest form of music. Okay, bro. So I can make it. You know, it's like I'm cool with it. I'm not good. You know, or I'm good with it. I don't feel like doing it. So
have you guys?
Is that good or bad? I don't know.
Yeah. Have you guys ever heard of? It's a jazz. I'm not sure if it's an EP or an album, but it's called Ornette Coleman Double Jazz Quartet. There's two quartets improvising.
Oh god.
The other quartet is completely in the left. The other is completely in the hard pan to the right. It's like, and they sort of had an idea what to play together, but it's like it's pretty wild.
Imagine standing right dead center in between those two quartets. So they're like, hell.
Yeah. It sounds like a traffic jam, to be honest.
Yeah, it would. It would. Yep.
I don't understand the utility. I don't get it. Am I stupid or something? I'm willing to learn. Like I promise. In my old age, my ego has gone out the door. I recognize when I'm wrong, and I recognize where I can improve. I don't get the jazz thing. I don't get it.
Not the freeform anyway. No, definitely not.
Yeah, I think you've got to
progressive jazz, whatever you want to call it.
At a certain age, or a certain mindset for that shit.
Well, I mean, why was
you
it
need to be
popular
off your tits is basically what you need to be.
Well, yeah,
that's
that's what I was just about to say. Smack off your tits.
Yeah, you need to be absolutely fucking mangled mentally to be able to play it.
I just like I'm not going to argue that. By the way, you have to be an amazing musician to pull that shit off. I'm right. That's then we're in the argument of music for musicians. So is that what you want to do? You know, I'm a musician and I don't care for it.
Yeah.
You know,
has its applications in certain, like I said, in certain areas like transitions. between
You're right, by the way. Big band jazz is actually pretty fucking
big
interesting.
band jazz is awesome, like Cab Calloway and
Buddy
that kind of
Rich.
stuff. You know, yep, Buddy Rich.
Yeah, I mean, you're right
I
about
watch
that.
those
But
guys;
also,
they're incredible.
but the main difference between that is hooks and melodies. And
Mhm,
yeah, you have your
exactly.
solo where
You
the
could
guy goes
bop
off the
to it.
rails,
Yeah.
but they come back to the hook and the melody.
Mhm.
And also, I don't think they were. I don't know, man. I don't know. I've really tried. I honestly tried to sit down and I literally made a playlist. And I was like, I'm going to check all these out. And I'm looking. It's like, holy crap! This actually annoys me. maybe I'm getting that feeling of how people who don't like metal listen to metal. Maybe that's what that is.
It's just pick a fucking chord and stick with it, for fuck's sake.
Sounds like you definitely need to listen to that Ornette Coleman.
Yes, go ahead and send me the
I'm
link.
going to
there,
have to
Ron.
check that out just for the sake of it. I want to hear this chaos.
I mean, experimentation is cool. Like this guy, Philip Glass, on the piano and all this shit. But it's like things work for a reason. Like we're still talking about Mozart and Beethoven for a reason.
Yeah.
They have the same notes. They have the same scales. What did they do with them? They didn't do whole notes or this stuff or, like, why is that music eternal, for lack of better words, and this, like, experimental shit is forgotten? It's a fad. Like in the Scandinavian times, the orchestral stuff did this really weird, stupid, dissonant, whole note garbage in the 70s. Forgotten because it's crap.
It's hooks. It's hooks. It's something that everybody, no matter what stage, if they're a musician or not, can actually just latch onto mentally and, grasp what's happening.
Yeah.
And then, but even what you were saying about the likes of Beethoven, you had the do. It's still a hook.
Yeah.
And he wrote a whole song on
commoners
that.
could latch onto and go, have you heard that one? What one? The one that goes do. They're instantly recognisable. Whereas if you try and explain a freeform jazz track, what one are you talking about? It's the one that basically goes. That's what it sounds like.
Oh, I can't wait for people to be like, "Oh my god, you guys suck! You don't understand it. You don't understand it." Oh my god, you don't understand it.
You're not mentally developed enough to be able to understand it. I don't care. Shit.
At least with death metal, you could go listen. I get it. Like, it's too much for you. I got it. It's still a song though.
Mm-hmm.
There's still riffs, and they tried to make a structure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, I can understand that. Like, I showed my dad Cradle of Filth for the first time, like Dusk in Her Embrace, long time ago, guys. Like, I'm a teenager. And he's going, the music's actually really good, Sky. I just can't, the vocals are not doing it for me. And I go, yeah, I hate the vocals too.
Yeah.
I just ignore them.
See, that was my mother's problem because she's a metalhead, but she just couldn't get into anything heavier than with death metal vocals. She couldn't get into it. The vocals always let her down, but musically, she would be like, "That's pretty cool."
Yeah, I mean, it's like when me and Lisa got together. Yeah, she listened to some heavier music, but then again, I listened to extreme stuff, and she got it into her head. Don't listen to the vocals as a vocalist. Listen to them as another instrument.
Yeah.
Yeah, in metal, I think that's I think that's a good point. But then, it can't be Bon Jovi, See, Ron's not telling you. Ron's actually a country music star. He's even got a video and everything.
I can't ride on Bon
tried that
Jovi.
game. It was actually 10 years ago. But,
I'm not much music star.
Yeah, I'm not much of a singer. So that was always kind of...
dude, guys, listen, he is running down a cornfield with an acoustic guitar and everything.
I can't complain about Bon Jovi because it was my first ever concert.
Ron is an American treasure. I am not ripping on Ron. I am not making fun of him. Listen, if everyone loved America as much as fucking Ron loved America, America would not be a shitty country.
I try to be an example.
I have nothing bad to say about Ron. Ron is awesome.
That's not what you told me earlier.
Listen, I'm only mad because Ron won't tell me his real last Spanish name. I want to see how many letters are in his family name.
There's nine letters.
Look at this shit. 9 letters. How many? Are there any vowels in your name at all?
Mhm.
Okay. Are there like 3 vowels in a row? Is that how that works? Or 3
No.
consonants with the umlauts and shit?
No, I don't have a last name like that, but I think it's like the Polish names have like a lot of consonants.
Yeah. Well, dude, don't even get me fucking started.
With the provisional vowel, why?
Yeah.
It's because they write Slavic language with Latin characters, which impossible.
Yeah.
You should just use the Slavic alphabet, which fucks me up a lot because for me, it was always awesome where Russian was Cyrillic. So my part of the brain recognized this alphabet and these sounds are over here, and that never messed with English. Now I'm in Poland, so it's hard for me. So if you want to get like a psh sound, it's fucking
CZ.
It's PRZ.
So it is. Prussia.
Seriously, it's a PRZ. Which fucks me up.
You to say.
Because in Cyrillic, it would just be that sound.
Oh,
What'd you say there, G?
The thank you in Polish, is it przepraszam?
No.
Dziękuję. Przepraszam. Oh, that's see you later. It's the equivalent of see you later. Przepraszam. Cześć. Yeah.
So,
see, I'm forgetting my Polish, man.
God damn it.
My Polish friend would kill me if he was sitting here right now. Like, because he spent hours when we worked together, like teaching me all these phrases, and the only one that stuck with me was "Siskawa arboje bata." Would you like a tea or a coffee?
Kava. There it is. I heard it now.
Siskawa arboje bata. Yeah.
Yeah. Kava. Yeah. No. So.
And then
yeah,
match.
Yeah, it's good. It's cool. There's a lot of words that I recognize from Russian, but it's sufficiently different. Like I'm gonna have to go learn from a teacher. So
it's hard to read. It is really hard to read though, Polish.
Dude, it's hard because I know the sounds because like there's a very popular store in Poland called Żabka. So if I wrote it in Russian, I would tell you exactly how to write it. Żabka. And anyone who read that in Russian would say it perfectly. But Żabka has this letter Z with a dot on top of it, like the beer. Żubr. So Żabka with the letter Z, A, B, and then it's just like, there you go. Anyway, it's good stuff.
Is it a similar Z for the word soup in Polish? Zupa?
That's a regular Z.
Is it?
Yeah, Żabka. Is written
right.
With the letter Z with a dot on top, Żabka. So you gotta memorize. Yeah, you gotta memorize sounds.
Traditionally, right, okay.
Yeah, so that's what makes it so
what
difficult.
I mean? It's weird. It's a hard language to read.
Yeah, if they just would use Cyrillic, you wouldn't have this problem because all these sounds exist in Cyrillic language already, or Cyrillic alphabet. I'm sorry. It's not Russian. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying Cyrillic alphabet, not the Russian alphabet. There's many different Cyrillic alphabets. You have Belarusian, Bulgarian. They have their own versions of it. But there are Slavic sounds in the language that are just here's the letter, here's the sound.
Gotcha.
So like having we're just gonna do it in Latin characters.
Making life harder for themselves.
Yeah. No, for them it's normal. It's like, what are you talking about? Which I get, of course, obviously. But I mean, I'm
It's weird because apparently English is one of the hardest languages to learn.
so it's funny about that. I never thought that.
Yeah.
But then Gallagher, this old comedian from the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
I made a post about this on the memes channel on the Discord. It's there.
Okay, yeah.
You can go watch it.
Right.
It's actually dumb. English is dumb. English is just as dumb as like I before E except after C, and then you realize Einstein wouldn't be able to spell his name.
Very true.
So you know, it's a fantastic thing that he does there.
Oh, I don't have permission. Apparently, I have limited permission, Scott.
What the fuck? Why would you have limited permission?
I don't know.
What did you buy from? What do you have?
Your friendship.
Yeah. Okay. So we got the freeloader over here. Nice.
Yep, the freeloader.
Hey, I'm new to the game. Give me a break.
Hold on, I'll post the link.
Excuses, G.
Unbelievable. He's been trying to message me like, "Hey, man, hey."
Yeah.
You know, I love
it's the
your
only way
courses,
because I
bro.
can't comment or anything.
Which courses do you have?
None so far.
Ah, well, gee whiz.
Yeah, exactly. That's why. I'm not afraid to admit it. I'm poor.
No, you're not poor. You're rich. You're just what's the politically correct term?
Scottish.
Fuck you, Matt. Fuck you indeed. Monetarily disabled, I believe would be.
Wow, Matt threw you under the bus.
Do you know what I know something? It's not the first time I've heard that because I've heard people saying Scottish people open their wallets and moths fly out.
They always say stuff about the Scottish, don't they, being tight.
Yeah. I'm not tight. I just don't have a wallet.
It really is.
Wait, what? You've got a wallet?
No.
Oh my god! Wow.
It's buried in
Get eaten by the moths.
Dude, I'm sorry, but you took that one on the chin like a champ. I can respect. I respect.
Self-deprecation. Gets you used to it.
I'll stick to Yorkshire dialect. I can do
Yorkshire.
I get it. I'll stick to Yorkshire. God damn it. I'll stick to Yorkshire accent. I can do that. I can read.
It's not Yorkshire, it's Yorkshire.
I'm sorry, sir.
Even I know that.
It should be.
Yorkshire. Worcestershire.
Just pronouncing Bydgoszcz.
It's a city in Poland.
Bydgoszcz? Am I wrong? Probably am.
No, you're pretty close, actually. Because the CH is a ch, I think, something like this.
Yeah.
The
only reason I know that the CZ is because of chest.
Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire. Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
Yeah.
Yes, that's no. You.
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
Yeah, Worcestershire. Yeah.
Bid. So it's bid, right? BYD. So it's
bid,
I.
Yeah.
Bid.
Bydgoszcz.
It's like a Bydgoszcz. Bydgoszcz. Yeah, fuck that. It's close. I'm not saying it correctly.
It's a double at the end.
Bydgoszcz.
Bydgoszcz.
Bydgoszcz. Bydgoszcz. Warsaw.
apparently we're
Warsaw.
Bydgoszcz.
No. Woj. Yeah, dude, fuck. The only, yeah, listen, I can say Gdansk, okay? Gdansk.
Yeah.
Gdansk. Kurwa.
Kurwa, you much.
Kurwa.
And then I can say
Pierdolę.
Dobrze, dobry dzień, dzięki,
Yeah.
dziękuję,
Dzień dobry.
dzień dobry. And I know like the number of the house, you know, so like 18, 38.
Dziękuję.
Yeah, so there's a whole.
I
Listen,
learned
I love.
Borat's version before I actually learned that one though, so I always pronounce it dziękuję.
This is the great thing about having a hair lip is Polish was the perfect language for me because it's nothing but for me. Perfect.
Dzień
Yeah,
dobry.
Jane Doe. Listen, I speak Russian, so
Dzień
the
dobry.
problem.
Cześć.
cześć.
Dzień
Dzień dobry.
pierdolę.
Perdona? Ja pierdolę. Pizdziec.
Kurwa, jego mać. Szeszkawa
Kurwa
bata.
mas.
Yeah.
We got Billville, Springfield, Egypt. Yeah. Listen, I'm doing it on purpose. Worcestershire sauce. Come on.
Spierdale.
Worcestershire sauce. You try doing that without 4 front teeth.
Worcestershire.
Put your finger in your mouth. All right. Listen, Mr. Hairlip over
I'll
here.
do
is doing
that and
pretty
say
good.
my dad's a banker. Spierdale. Dale.
Worcestershire. Check it. Worcestershire. You know what? It's a stupid sauce. It tastes like crap, so no one cares.
That's why you need Henderson sauce.
You've never had it on cheese on toast. That will change your life, sir.
Cheese on toast? Okay.
Yeah.
How about I just make a fucking... Oh, I love this. This is great. Yeah. I can just hear it. Get out.
Name's
Get
fighting
out.
words.
Out. It's, let's see. So right after I piss off the English by saying Worcestershire sauce is crap, I gotta go up to Scotland and mix a single malt with fucking cola.
Absolutely.
You wouldn't be the first, but you wouldn't be the... They'll try and make you the last, is all I'm saying.
No, I would never. Like, Jack Daniels is for Coke. Those two marry each other.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely.
What if I want to have a whiskey and relax?
However, Jack Daniel's honey on its own.
That's terrible. You want Jack... No. You want Jack Daniel's cinnamon. Fire is what you want.
Fireball.
Yeah. Yeah,
Fireball.
honey,
I
fuck
love
that.
Fireball.
Yeah, talk about sugar syrup. Like, that shit, you can't put the cap back on because it's so sugary. It's all sugar, dude.
It
Well,
crystallizes at the top.
It does.
Yeah.
Like regular Jack Daniels, people don't realize it's ultra sweet. It's sickly sweet by itself. Because after you have like a proper single malt, you're like, oh, you can start tasting all the little elements and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They're never sickly sweet. And then you have a Jack Daniels, and you're
Too
like,
much info, Darth. Too much info.
Mm-hmm.
nice, very nice.
Thanks for sharing.
And then you have Jim Beam, which is even sweeter and worse.
Yep.
I've heard the Jim Beam honey is nice, but I never did try it.
Man, I had Jim Beam. It's like it's a different whiskey. It's Kentucky whiskey or something. Ron would know.
Wild
He's
Turkey does
American.
one as well, apparently. Wild Turkey honey.
Wild turkey, yeah. So, yeah, pretty much. Karen, that's pretty much it. Yeah,
I love it though. Just goes down too easy.
that's the problem. Yeah.
I remember finishing work, and me and one of my workmates heading towards the bus stop, but we had to walk by a pub. Buses
Terrible.
in this country are like every hour, right?
Walk by a pub. That's just fucking.
No,
dude.
but no. I said
Despicable.
we would have had to have walked by the pub to get to the bus stop, but the bus wasn't due for another hour. We'd just missed the bus, so we're like, we'll go into the pub, play a few games of pool. He starts bringing nothing but fireballs
Nice.
from the bar. We must have had about 5 or 6 in the space of about 1, maybe 2 games. We were mangled.
Yep.
So you missed the second bus as well.
I think we did actually.
It
I
had
think
to
we
stay.
did.
Nice. So
We just
we got
decided, fuck it, this is too much fun.
we got the English teaching here. Basically, the CES in Worcestershire style is not difficult. They just don't have the letters in the word, ma'am. Where's the
It's-
fair?
Don't
Where's
blame
the-
us. Blame the people of Worcester.
well, yeah.
Blame Canada, blame Canada.
Yeah, no. Listen, I will go ahead, hand on heart, and take credit for improving the English language as an American. You're welcome.
It's not so much that it's a hard to say word.
All you guys done was drop a few letters here and there. They didn't simplify it.
Well, listen, for
It was
hating
fine
the
as it
French.
was.
Well, wait a minute. For hating the French so much, you sort of got to spell shit like the French do. So how about we just calm it down?
Guilty as charged.
Calm down. All right.
We are very.
It's
Yeah.
not that it's a hard word to
Anglo.
say. It's just that Scott is defective.
Listen.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. You still spell it the same, but you pronounce it aluminum.
And it sounds way better than aluminium.
That's how it was spoken for hundreds of fucking years before you decided to fucking split off from
Hold
us.
on, wait a minute. We need to get a party who has no dog in this fight. Ron, as the resident non-English, non-American, please agree that it is aluminum and it's easier to say.
100%. That's aluminum.
Thank you very much.
Right,
Case
playing-
closed.
I've just got one word to say to that. Nuclear. Come on. Come on, man.
It's nuclear.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you for
Wait,
conceding.
hold on, wait. How do we say it? How do we say it?
Well, predominantly Americans say it nuclear.
Okay.
Nuclear. It doesn't even have another U, for fuck's sake.
No, it's just because we say clear, nuclear. Come on.
Nuclear. Yeah,
Holy
exactly.
fucking nuclear. Oh, here we go now.
I could go on forever with this. I just love
There we
language.
go.
I'm sorry.
Get the fucking Scottish guy telling me how to say words over here.
The irony.
Yep. All
Hey,
right.
at least you don't have an English guy saying spearmint.
Oh,
What?
Oh, so
oh, come on. Spearmint?
Yep,
Spearmint?
Spearmint.
yep. I'll tell you who it is
That
later.
sounds like you're going to have an experiment.
Yep.
Is she
Yeah,
saying
but in
tomato?
England, that particular person is very defective.
Yeah.
So it's tomato, right? Tomato.
Tomato,
Tomato.
actually.
Get him out of here. This guy. Okay, wait. Potato.
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 So why is it not tomato, sir?
I don't know.
Yeah, because
I don't make the fucking rules.
it's tomato and potato.
Why is the sky blue?
That is.
Don't answer, I know why it is. It was rhetorical.
Tomato, potato.
Yeah.
Easy. This is why we can't have nice things. This is why the American version of English is superior.
It's much superior. It's so superior.
Yeah,
So
they
This is
love
superior.
it.
coming.
It's great.
This is coming from the American who fucked
Speakly
up
big.
out of America.
I did,
You
but
don't
Ron
do
is in
that,
the
do you?
chat, so Ron can attest to the. I mean, listen to Ron. He speaks a beautiful American version of English. Beautiful, just
So new
impeccable.
clear.
Yeah, yeah. So you don't hear Ron trying to be Queen of England. Or any of
The
these
one that really
weird-
gets me though is down in the southern states. Library.
So that's a funny. It's a funny thing. They have a similar dialect or the similar way of pronouncing words as the rednecks in England do.
Hmm.
The Southerners do.
Right.
So it's a holdover. I don't know why, but I mean it is what it is. It's just they have the same pronunciation cadences and ways. Like we have the hard R in car. In the South, you'll hear a ka everywhere. In the ka. I don't know why. No idea. So I guess
If you go further northeast, they pronounce it ka.
yeah, ka.
Fucking cat.
Worsh. That's where Worcestershire comes from.
Well,
That's
there.
why.
A
Because
lot of
I
the
had
northeast was settled by us, so yeah.
I had a roommate in Indiana, and every time he would say, instead of saying wash, it was I'm gonna wash the dishes. You're gonna what now?
Worse.
What?
Wash. Put it in the wash. You're gonna what now?
In Boston. Yeah,
Yeah, that's where
they
he's
say
from.
ka in Boston.
Yeah, that's where he was from.
Fucking
the
how's
New
your
England
Mac?
states.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, I love.
Biscuits.
I love
No,
pissing
it's
everybody off.
scone. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but we're now getting into the north and south divide here now as well.
It's a fat cake. It's scone.
Yeah, it's scone, not scoon, as in coon.
Scoon. No, coon would be two O's. Scone.
Scone.
Scone. Listen, I'm
Yeah,
American.
we even,
and
we
I
even
know
disagree
how
in the pronunciation of words in our own country, so we can't talk. We can't talk really about other countries.
Does this happen in
What-
Finland,
what-
Ron?
Yeah, what worries me, and we've got Darth commenting on the English language.
In a country whose own language is another one with no vowels.
Let's
What?
be honest, the Welsh language is
It's beautiful, though, I will say that. It's beautiful to listen to. But it just looks like a mush when you write it down. It just
Okay,
looks
hold on.
horrible.
In Queen's English, it's ma'am as in ham, not ma'am as in farm.
Yeah. Yep.
How
Apparently,
do you get arm out of ma'am?
anyone that was meeting the Queen apparently had to consult a specific person who would teach them that, because she would get really, really insulted if you called her ma'am.
I don't give a shit. I didn't
Holy
like it
fuck,
anyway.
because your accent's like
Russell
mom.
Brand, I know it's a swear word these days, social media, but I don't give a fuck. Russell Brand had a sketch about this. He was meeting the Queen and he had to see a linguist, you know, a speech, whatever you want to call him, person, and he taught them that phrase. It's mam as in ham, not mam as in arm. Or farm, sorry, and he would just recite this and recite this, and he's like, mam as in ham and not as in arm, mam as in ham, not as in harm. I just want to fuck her. What's the fucking crap, Russell? What's that?
Why should you change how you speak just because you're meeting somebody who's a fucking
Because she was our ruler.
I don't give a shit.
Nobody fucking rules me.
She's a
Man.
German, or was.
Holy shit. Jesus Christ. You hate the French, but you spell the words like the French do. You hate the Germans, but you drive their cars.
I do not.
And have them as our sovereign leaders.
Just Embrace it.
Anyway, we won the war. So
You're
look,
welcome. Yes,
What did you win?
Your God-given ruler as well.
Not a lot.
What did you win? You won London, which it currently looks not like England. So
No, it was very Roman
no,
influence.
I thought the Romans actually left 0 mark.
Oh, you can still find a lot of the architecture in and around.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, but no actual. What's the word I'm looking for? Like they didn't procreate. They didn't leave families there.
Yeah, they did. They interbred. There's a lot of you can trace the
We're
genetic
back to
lineage
rednecks
going back
again.
to Romans, even
What did you
Romans and
say?
Vikings.
What did you just say?
We're back to rednecks again. There's lots
Lincolnshire.
of inbreeding going on in this country.
I said interbred, not inbred, Matt.
There's
There's a
lots of
difference.
inbred in this country, mate. Believe me.
Okay.
That's inbreeding is reserved strictly for the royals.
Exactly. And Norfolk.
Lincolnshire.
Yeah.
But yeah,
All right. I'm gonna grab the beer, boys, and I'm actually gonna pop off because look at that. I'm spending more time with you guys. You would think I'm from the islands.
I'm actually
Pop
gonna
off.
hop out too.
No, you gotta say it the American way, Ron. You can't be copying our way of talking.
I need to kill some roosters.
There you go. That's what I wanted. Yeah. Thanks for everything as always. Evil Wizard
Hey.
Man, Big Beard, Great.
Anytime, guys.
And
been a
Ron,
pleasure.
thanks for coming on, dude, and thanks for supporting me.
Hey, let's do it again, sir.
And I
Absolutely.
can't wait to try Drums Against Humanity.
Oh, you'll love it, G. You'll
You will
absolutely
love
love
it.
I'm going to have some
You will
fun.
love 'em.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Have a good one. Be good.
All right, fellas.
Next time you see me,
Later.
I'll be in Hertz. Later
you later.
out.
Oh yeah, right enough.
Whee! By the way, you have a tiny penis.
Whoa. That little bitch.
He's been looking at my OnlyFans again.
It's either yours or mine.
It's not
Oh,
that
no,
big.
it might have been those pictures I sent him.
Oh, fuck's sake.
It was cold.
Yeah, it's cold.
It was a Canadian winter.
Cold temperatures where I'm from. I'm sorry.
What's the bet that somebody out there has been offended by us fucking slagging each other off?
Scott, you're a good lad.
Hope the move goes smoothly, dude. Oh man.
Yeah, that's it. That's it, DW. We've just got 3 of us for now.
Well, I was just about to say I'm actually going to shoot off as well because I'm supposed to kickstart games night.
I'll tell you what, then we'll call it to that then.
Call it, yeah.
Yeah. You want to say goodbye, G?
Yeah, well, thanks for everybody that was here in chat, and it was bloody funny this one tonight. We
It was.
covered a lot of subjects as we usually do.
As always.
And we covered music.
We did warn Ron before.
We did. We discussed music quite a lot, actually.
How
Getting on
ridiculous.
topic. Who'd have
Well,
thought?
and jazz.
Music and jazz.
Yeah.
Not to be put under the same umbrella. But yeah, I'm going to be definitely getting back to some music. Restrung all the basses. I've restrung the axe and polished them all up. So keep an eye out on my channel. There will be some stuff coming soon.
Awesome, dude.
And see you in the next one.
Matt?
Same from it's been a good laugh tonight. It really has been fun. Everybody's had a good laugh, so that's the main thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I didn't get a chance, but yeah, thank you very much to Ron. Thank you to Theo, ever so irritating Mr. Scott. But you got to love them both because you can it's always such a laugh, which is what it's all about. So yeah, that's all for me.
I'm going to thank you for that. because I've been watching Scott for fucking years.
Oh, Scott's a good dude. I admit same.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm watching Scott for years, not buying. Sorry, Scott. I'm new to the recording game. I will. It's a promise. I will get something.
Oh, if you get anything, get that mixing death metal, of course.
Seriously thinking about it, because
Yeah,
I mean that's the kind of sound that I go for anyway, usually.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely thinking about it. Just need to get in my place first.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, thanks for both Ron and Scott for coming on. Thanks to everybody in chat. Thanks to Matt and G for coming along as always. And thanks for coming. Keep it loud and keep it heavy.